Hello, everybody, and welcome to Game Time presented by Lenovo. My name is Hercules, and alongside me is Karma, and it is time. The Dallas Cowboys have put on a 2v2 Rocket League tournament for the community, and this is probably, in my opinion at least, maybe you agree with me on this one, Karma, one of the coolest events, community events, I think that has been put on in Rocket League in a while.
Absolutely. I think that the NFL recognizing Rocket League, like you said, huge. I'm a huge NFL fan. I love the Cowboys. Don't let any of my Patriots friends hear that. But I do love the Cowboys. I love Tony Romo for a long time.
I'll back you on that. I'm like the most massive. I think from the time I was like 3 or 4, I literally was convinced I was gonna grow up to become a DCC cheerleader. And then I found out about the height requirement, and I was like, it's cool.
Oh, no.
I'll find another way to get in. And here we are.
That's right. We will be silent cheerleaders.
Yes.
As we cheer these players through the bracket today.
Well, speaking of the bracket, I do want to let you guys know what is going down today. If you missed it, there were a couple qualifiers that led into what is today. But before we do so, let's talk a little bit about the rules, and then we'll show you everything else. So today is a duos top 8 bracket, single elimination, so it is do or die. 8 teams advanced from one of the 4 qualifiers that were held earlier in the week to reach today's finals. And of course, today's matches are best of 5. Grand finals will be best of 7. Why? Well, we had to make it as hard as we could because the winners get a VIP trip to the Dallas Cowboys training camp, Karma.
We should have given up our spots, Herc. We should have.
I think we could have taken them.
We should have been trying to win the prize.
Honestly, I was talking about it a little bit behind the scenes, but I was like, I 100% would have given up my spot to attempted how insane of a prize this is. This is a VIP experience at the Dallas Cowboys training camp, and it is not just to go and see. It is a full-blown package that includes your travel, your lodging, VIP tickets to the training camp, and a swag bag. And I think you had made mention to it a while ago, Karma. You have actually experienced a VIP experience before.
Luckily, yes. I have had VIP tickets to training camp before, and it is one of the coolest experiences. The players come and say hi. You're in this little sectioned off area, which is really cool. And usually I think the players run by to go back to the locker room. So you have a really good chance to interact with everyone and see everyone up close. And it's just a really fun time. And I'm super jealous.
That's so
I wish
cool.
I signed up, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm like, how do I become like a momager? Maybe they'll let me in for one of these because I've looked at the teams. I will say before we get into this, I have looked at the teams and some of them are recognizable if you keep up with the Rocket League scene and not just the Rocket League scene in general. We've got teams from all over the place. We've got creators, we've got casual players, bubble players. There are collegiate players. We've got Ole Miss up in here waiting to, warm themselves up for summer series tomorrow. But This is a crazy bracket to see how many different people from areas of the community are coming together for this 2v2 event. Because again, you bring up 2v2, right, Karma? There's not a lot of 2v2 tournaments in Rocket League.
No, there isn't. Usually you have those casters in the community who like to do the 1v1s and then the 3v3 competitive. So 2v2, which is honestly one of the most played modes in Rocket League. It's highly competitive in the ranked system. It's very sought after from the top players. So it's going to be a really competitive tournament. I always love seeing 2s tournaments because I think that the skill ceiling can be pushed so much higher than 3s because of how much space there is. So there can be a lot more exciting moments. So I think we're going to have a good time.
I think we will as well. I'm also, I'm taking a look at some of the names of the players right now. We've got people like RL Reveal. Wanda Mike is going to be competing in this with Lunar, which that is a terrifying team off the rip to say.
That's sweaty.
I think this is going to be a lot more competitive than I think people were expecting it to be, which is really fun. I think you said it perfectly. The skill cap in twos is definitely one of those like untapped kind of sections in Rocket League because it is played so much, but there aren't a lot of events for people to show off what they do. I personally am a twos main. I think it is a lot simpler in terms of there's one less person for me to worry about, but at the same time, there's a lot more field to cover and it is a lot more difficult. And well, what is the best way to get over difficulty? It is to find your keys to success. And before we break into some of those, I want to thank some of our sponsors. A huge thank you to Lenovo because Lenovo makes smarter technology for all. And yes, down here, make sure you guys go and follow Lenovo everywhere. They're an incredible brand. And for them as well to be acknowledging Rocket League and supporting them is huge. And it makes us love them that much more. And speaking of other sponsors, we've got Ford, the all crazy Ford that everybody knows and loves. You guys know I am a sucker for Ford. We've got the Ford F-150 RLE in Rocket League. If you haven't picked it up, you live under a rock for sure. The truck has been built in real life. I was telling Karma about it earlier. I had the huge honor to go with Ford for the unveiling of it at Ford SEMA like 2 years ago or a year ago or something like that. Ooh. Ford is an insane brand, and I know they love Rocket League, and for them to be putting on something for the twos community is huge. So it is time for the keys to the game presented by Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 46 years. And there it is. There is the truck in all of its beauty and the keys to said truck. They're so cute. I love how they bounce up and down.
I want to pulled up to the training camp in that.
That would, dude. I want to roll up to the training camp in the F-150 RLE.
Yeah.
I want to know how you get into it. When I saw it, I asked him, I was like, has anybody ever actually like gotten to drive this car? And they literally told me like, I think like a literal handful of people because the door only opens like a certain amount. So you have to be a certain size to be able to like squeeze into the car and roll up in it. So maybe the Ford down here, that truck is probably our best bet. That looks like
it can carry some weight with it. Yeah, I think we're good there.
I think we're good. We have found our first key to success, pulling up in a Ford truck to the training camp, and we're gonna break into some other, just like the players, and we're gonna break into some other keys to success. If you guys don't know Karma, again, this is a very empowering, historic player that we are speaking to right now. She is the first female RLCS pro. You have paved the way for so many players and women in all categories and degrees. And you're just one of my great friends in Rocket League. And I always love being with you. And your insight into the game and perspective is so different compared to most casual players or even honestly casters at times. A lot of the times we will never experience what you experience because you have played the game. So do like a little breakdown for us, like what it was like playing in RLCS, what your journey was kind of like getting into there.
Man, RLCS was a trying journey. It took a lot of failures before you reach the top. So one of my Ford focus keys to success is going to be about mental toughness. Since we're talking about failure, like competitive gaming is really intense, just like playing in the NFL. Right, you know, you have the bright lights on you, and you have everyone commenting on Reddit or Twitter about how you're playing, or just fans who really want you to do well. And it can be an intense place, so you have to like learn how to stay calm under pressure. One of the things I do is called my 4 breathing technique, which is you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, you exhale for 4 seconds. Now you just kind of repeat that, and what that does is kind of slows down your heart rate. And it allows you to get into what I call like a zen, or you try and get into the zen state where you're focused and your energy is purely on focusing and you're not thinking about any other factors. So sometimes that little breathing technique helps me focus on my breath, which helps me focus on my mental, which can help you be really prepared to maintain a positive mindset despite the ebbs and flows of a series.
I love that. I feel like the mental side of competing doesn't get talked about enough. I know that you and I are aware, but I got to have a unique experience of dating a pro player as well. and the teammate to your boyfriend, and that's how we met. And I got to watch as well. Like, everybody has their own way of mentally prepping for these things. You've got the 4 breathing technique. I think back in the day, Yukio was really big on stretching his hands and being quiet. He had a very specific montage that he had to watch every single time he competed, and that was his like calm down moment. And so it's so cool to know that every player kind of has their own little ritual, if you would say, to kind of prepare for a competition or prepare for a match or a series or whatever it may be. But that is not the only thing. I feel like there's also physical sides to it as well, like you were kind of alluding to. Do you kind of want to speak a little bit about what your routine is like as far as like the physical aspects of competing in an online game?
Yeah, so a lot of time for the physicality. There's different ways that you can approach it. I like to approach it similar to an athlete, just because when I was growing up younger, I was an athlete. So there's a lot of things I apply that are the same as, being an NFL player or any type of sport that I apply to my esports lifestyle. And that would be definitely preparation in how I prepare for a tournament. You talked about the rituals, which is interesting because I definitely learned that there were rituals because of football. When I was younger, I just remember reading a story about how Tom Brady used to do the same thing before every game. And then I used to start to do that when I was younger with basketball. So in terms of that, it teaches you how to prepare and be mentally ready to enter a series. You prepare in terms of your game plan. What game plan are you going to have going in as a team? And how are you going to be able to adapt? So adaptability is a huge factor. It's not necessarily physical, but being able to adapt, change how you react to certain things in the field, because you might come in with a game plan, the other team's prepared for that game plan, and you have to be able to change on the fly mid-series. That can be really difficult to do. In terms of physical things, I definitely think maintaining a healthy and balanced diet, which is a great tip in general, but especially if you're maintaining focus and performing in a esport event or a physical event like football. Maintaining that well-balanced diet to help your body be healthy and prepared for everything that goes into it. Because your body and what you eat affects all aspects of your life. So it's really important to maintain that balanced diet. And then in terms of the physicality, actual physical health is extremely important. I've noticed a huge difference. When I first started gaming, Herc, I really wasn't into physical fitness. I was more just focused on gaming. And then as I got older, I got more into physical fitness, and I could see just the difference that it provided in gameplay when I'm out, when I'm talking to my friends, when I'm mentally balanced, well balanced with my friends and eating well. And then you add that physical exercise in there, the 1 to 2 hours a day. All of that combined together, it just puts you in the best spot possible to maintain your consistency and bring that competitive edge to your game that you're going to need always.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I could have said that any better myself. There are so many factors and, keys that affect your success, not only in esports, but in real life sports or in situations in general, I guess you could almost say. But adaptability, health, mental health, everything all kind of combines into one big key to success. And we're going to see if our Rocket League players have those keys to find their own success as match number 1 is about to head underway, which is super exciting. So that'll be coming up here very, very shortly. But with that being said, again, another huge thank you to Lenovo. Huge thank you to Ford again. And that was the keys to the game presented by the Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 46 years. I think that is everything for our keys. I think it is time for us to finally break into our first match, Karma. We listened to everything that you had to say, and I'm so curious again if these players are going to be able to take some of that and use it and apply it into this first series of the day.
Straight off, we got somebody snap a lick. That might be up there for one of the fanciest names I've ever witnessed.
All right, well, game number 1 almost started off with an early goal there. feel like everybody's going to be playing it a little bit safe at the beginning. This one, nice flick and a follow-up from none other than Snapalicious. Look at this. The flick up and the follow-up to his own shot find its way in, and Prosper find their first goal of the game.
Yeah, nice and easy there for Prosper. His teammate trying to get the defender out of there, but he didn't really need much help as he flicked it over the top. He's going to try go in for the double touch. Snapalicious leaving it for Mercy. And Mercy with 30 seconds into the game, potting that nice, comfortable 2-0 lead.
Oh, man. I love when teams just work so seamlessly together. And again, this is a twos tournament, so you don't really have a choice. It is kind of do or die. If you're not working well together, there's really nobody else that you can rely on, right?
It feels that way, definitely. As another one, Kurt sneaking in. We're starting off this game one fast and furious. Already 3 goals in the first minute.
Yeah, 3 goals in 50-something seconds. I can't math that quickly, but I do know that 3-0 is huge. It is a great way to start off the game. This is a best of 5 if you're just now tuning in. Series number 1. Looking for a pass off maybe, but nobody was there to follow it. It's kind of just been a slow start for the Bull Dads. And I think this is where that adaptability you were talking about kind of starts to come into play, where it's kind of one of those questions of like, how quickly can you change up your play style to be able to correct some mistakes that are going on to try and find something for yourself and even tie up the game.
Absolutely. It's going to be tough, though, for the Bull Dads. Another open net comes across for Mercy. No mercy being shown. They're up 4-0. Little undershot there. Now, Hark, if you land underneath the ball like that and you flip at the perfect time, sometimes you can get some crazy power. I think that's what he was trying to pull off.
Oh, man. And I think that an attempt at a kickoff goal was there, too. Snapalicious. Wide shot into the corner. Man. Prosper has just been coming in full force. I'm not shocked. I think somebody knew that they would need to, but my gosh. For a community event, usually you never really know what to expect, right? You don't know if it's going to be one goal after the other, like what Mercy's putting in, or if it's going to be a little bit of a slower game. But 5-0 in game 1 of our first series of the day is crazy.
Yeah, they're definitely coming in hot. They saw the prize. They saw where they're heading, that Dallas Cowboys stadium. They want to get in there. Wait a minute. Bull Dads have something to say off the kickoff. Prosper trying a little fake, but it gets read well.
It was Mercy's delay that let that just like go right by. I think he just like you could feel him thinking right there. But realistically, what this means is we are 2 goals away from going on a vacation to Brazil. And maybe back to Texas after if they can keep it up.
Texas and Brazil sounds like a good road trip. I'm in.
Well, let's see if it's possible. Mercy trying to carry this one. He does all the way to midfield. Pops it over. No boost in the tank and still finds another touch off the back of his car to make sure this one goes on in. This is a clip and a half of a solo play from Mercy.
A beautiful display of ball control there. Never lost control of it despite his car flying all over the place. And, you know, Snapalicious and Mercy are looking like a team that could take the whole tournament.
They are. I'm really curious like what the next series is going to look like as well, because like I alluded to at the beginning, I've been looking at some of the teams, and there it is. Pack your bags. We're going on vacation. We're going to Brazil. Mercy with another shot of their own into what feels like a wide open net. 2 minutes and 14 seconds are what remain, excuse me. And now, granted, Karma, you did say this is best of 5, which means there is time for that adaptability key to success, but I think it needs to come on through a little bit quicker than that if they want to have a chance.
Yeah, our 4 keys to success. We don't have enough time to go through them all right now. It's Snapalicious putting on a show. And just for reference for everyone listening who doesn't know what Brazil means, okay? Brazil happened in the World Cup a few years ago. Brazil was playing Germany, and Brazil got scored on 7-1. So every time in Rocket League that the score 7-1 happens, we yell Brazil. As Mercy showing us nice mechanics here. He keeps the ball up, then gets a flip reset where all 4 wheels touch the ball, which gives him that extra flip into the top left corner. As he puts his team up 8. 8 goals. Oh no.
This is where that mental health comes in, right? You're like, how strong? how strong?
I'd be deep into the breathing techniques right now.
She'd be doing like 6 or 7 seconds.
8 counts. 8 counts.
Double it or nothing. Oh man, well, I mean, 90 seconds, I don't know how realistic it is to be able to find 8 goals in 90 seconds. But what I do know is you do have 2 more chances to try and tie up at least the series. But Mercy's whipping out the mechs, and I would be, again, 8 count breathing if I started to see that.
Well, I'm just concerned with the orange team's name is Bull Dads. Do you think they're actual dads? Because you ever get in the game with like dads?
Yes.
You like clip on them and you go ham, and then it's like, GG, dude, well played. And it's just like,
I'm like,
oh no,
I feel bad.
I just flipped on a dad. Like you know what I mean?
No, I do. My dad plays Rocket League, and when he goes in, I try to be like, dude, don't do it.
Why would he do that?
Just play in training. Don't go online. Like, I will feel bad for you. Like, nobody better be mean to him. So if Bull Dads are dads, now to be fair, the credit where it is due is that they made it this far, and I believe there were three qualifiers or 4 qualifiers for people to be able to have the opportunity to get here. So they made it. So maybe maybe this is the warm up.
I think it'd be so cool for 2 dads to win a gaming tournament and go to Cowboys VIP training camp.
That would be the most dad storyline ever. Oh man. Well, I don't know if that dream's gonna be alive in this one. Mercy double tap off the right side wall. Collects it. Carries it all the way through. Reset into a double even. For that 10th goal for Prosper.
The mechanics are definitely on point for Prosper. They've been flip resetting. They've been fake kickoffs. They've had some nice dribble plays. Not even going to let the clock run out here. Snapalicious, what can he do? Oh, a little fake flick. And Prosper going to take game 1 with a tremendous scoreline of 10-2. I thought it was 12-2.
10-2, almost 12. There were 17 shots alone from Prosper. Yeah. That is insane, and they were able to make 10 of them. So, granted, that's what, just under or over 50%. So, Bull Dads aren't doing as bad as we thought. They're saving some things out there, but they are going to need to find some goals of their own. This is a best of 5. Prosper taking game number 1 in it, and I don't know, Karma. I think back to your keys to success, and I'm like, you guys need to breathe, and you guys need to adapt, and I don't know if we need to add jumping jacks into the mix or something, but I feel like they need to wake up.
Doesn't hurt.
Just a little bit.
Get the blood flowing. Do some jumping jacks, do some push-ups. Whatever you can fit it in a minute, I don't know. For me, that's like 2 push-ups in a minute. I don't know, I struggle nowadays.
I might be able to do 1.
I used to be able to rip 20 like nothing, but now I'm washed. I'm washed at push-ups.
Now we're old, and
yeah,
we have to exercise and stretch to be able to play. We got to get our stretches in and our breathing counts to make sure we are prepared. Well, we're going to see if the Bull Dads are prepared for another game up against Prosper. Game number 1, not looking too hot for them, but if you are a Prosper fan or a Prosper player, you are ecstatic with how this first series is going for you. I think they came out swinging. They knew what they needed to do. We saw a couple game plans in it as well. The fake kickoffs coming through once again, but Snapalicious said not this time. They get the early save and they carry it on through to begin their first counterattack of game number 2.
Yeah, the Dads reading the fake kickoff at ICB with the beautiful save off the back wall. I'm impressed. The Dads went into the adaptability tank. Have been coming out huge. Just another big save from the Dads.
I feels like the Suns took over the controllers or something. He's whipping out the squishy saves. He is ready to go. I feel like game number 1 was a huge wake-up call, and they are ready. But here comes Mercy. Are they going to be able to stop him this time? Not quite, as he goes under someone's car. Might have been Icy, I think. Up in the air. Carry this one just under. And an easy shot there for Prosper. Opening goal lead goes over to the blue side. 40-something seconds in. I can't mad.
Now that's a little tough. Prosper had a linebacker with him on the shot to help block. Mercy gets turned aside this time. ICB trying to find his teammate in the middle, but not quite there. There's good communication from the Dads. Trying to work on those forward keys to the game. Now it's still stuck in their end. Mercy just kind of toying with them, but the Bull Dads are on it, and they're holding the 1-goal lead for now.
We're going to see if they can either tie things up or if this is going to get extended by 1. Low boost in the tank. Prosper. Oh! Well, when you have no boost, you can just team pinch towards the goal, and it felt like it almost worked. Mercy was there for the save. And everybody's getting disruptive now. I love it. I think Bull Dads know now that Prosper's trying to play the boost game almost and just take everything away, controlling the field and the pace of what they're even letting Bull Dads do. And that's when aggression starts to come out. That's when bumps and demos start to become a little bit more frequent. And it opens up a couple more shots than you would have hoped for.
And Bull Dad's doing a great job at keeping the other team at bay here, despite losing the first game by a goal difference of 8. So far, this one's remained close as some demos coming in off screen, which leaves the net open for Mercy, who doesn't find it. Off the spawn, Dad's able to keep it out.
Keep it out indeed. Here it is, a pass. But he wasn't ready. Mercy wasn't there. Just under half the game is left in game number 2. This one so much closer than game number 1, which I think is huge. That is a step in the right direction for the Bull Dads. But they need another goal, or now 2, if they want to be able to tie things up here in game number 2.
Mercy just too quick off this back line there. Beat the offender to the ball, and he was last back. Let the ball go all the way down the field, right into the net. So the Prospers looking to extend the lead. They have their ball back in the corner once again. Trying to pull the Dads out. It works. One Dad gets left in the corner. One tries to make a save, but once again, just seems like Snapalicious and Mercy are so comfortable on the ball. It's tough for the Bull Dads to even make any headway right now.
Yeah, you can tell there's a little bit of shakiness. Again, going back to it, but the fact that this is only a 2-goal game is, again, a step in the right direction for them, right? They're starting to get a little bit more comfortable against Prosper, taking a couple more risks and challenges. There's a shot back. Even with no boost in the tank, positioning is looking really well for this team. It's just a matter of finding a scoring opportunity for yourselves now to be able to have a fighting chance in the series.
Big bump, but it's going to lead to a one-on-one as Snapalicious nicely controls it, able to find the flick past the defender on the left side. Bull Dads find themselves down 3. And the kickoffs have been going crazy. Let's see.
Yeah, kickoffs kind of not been the strong suit for Bull Dads. Although this time they are able to keep it in their hand just for a moment. Icy backflipping to try and turn around, make sure this one doesn't go on in, but a shot gets taken by Snapalicious, and he extends it to a 4-0 lead. Nothing has been found for Bull Dads, but it has been such a much stronger fight than what we've seen in the past. They're definitely going for the adaptability success key.
Oh, that's a tough shot. Nicely saved. And gets the boost. Okay. Good play by Tiki. Tries to find somebody mid. Didn't work out, and this is just going to lead to more Prospects offense. Mercy, let's go. He's got 1 flip reset. Is he going to go for 2? No, he's going to let it drop. Tried to go for a bounce, but it leaves the defenders scrambling back. And turned away now is Bull Dads, but for how long? Mercy just seemingly toying with the defense. Popping it over one, popping it over another. A third one. Sees low boost here as the clock ticks down 1 second. Bull Dads are going to find themselves down 2 games, but making steady progress, Herc. This game was a lot better for them than the first one.
It really was. If you missed the first game, I believe it was 10-2 or 10-1. So this is so much better. But at the end of the day, Prosper still takes game number 1. And we're just going to come back here really quickly for you guys because, oh my gosh, the progress. I mean, it's good, but you only have 1 more chance. You're in reverse sweep territory now.
Yeah, it's tough, especially when you've been kind of outplayed, not to be rude, for the first 2 games. You're struggling to score, and the series is getting away from you. At this point, it's all about kind of enjoying yourself and just making sure that you have a good time and focus on that one game. Then maybe if you're having a good time, you play well, you take 1, and then who knows, maybe you get a second, maybe you get a third. But in the competitive state, you just got to focus on that first game, 1 game at a time. Try and get the spirits up. You might be down, but you're not out yet. Channel the Dallas Cowboys winning mentality. Do something.
Become America's team for the next 5 minutes. Oh man, I look at them and I'm like, at the end of the day, no matter what, you do still have to be very proud of yourself, right? You made it to the quarterfinals of Game Time presented by Lenovo, and like, this is huge. You had to qualify to get here. It's been a journey and a half for some of these teams. To make it this far is already an accomplishment in its own. And I think you said it great. You got to take it 1 game at a time. Can't look too far ahead. Otherwise, you're going to start stressing yourself out and get really, really overwhelmed. So, we're going to try and find out, can the Bull Dads keep up and begin the reverse sweep journey against Prosper, or will Prosper end it all here?
Snapalicious right off the kickoff, answering your question with a nice team pinch. Watch Mercy bring it all the way across into his teammate. And when the 2 cars collide like that and pinch the ball forward, you get a ton of power right into the net. And I also noticed, I don't know if you saw a little decal action. Little decal action. Shout out Mercy for that one.
Oh, I love it. I love the little shout outs to everybody. If you miss it or you don't know what we're talking about, we've got a splice decal on the field.
No longer exists, so we're good.
It doesn't count. It's like, I feel like if there was one decal from an org that doesn't exist anymore, there should have been a flip side one.
True.
That would have been a fun little one to have. But speaking of fun, there is a Dallas Cowboys decal in the game. I wear it when I'm stressing and I just need a nice clean car. So maybe that's what the Bull Dads should have done. Everybody should have put on the Dallas Cowboy decal, and I think that would have
really
given
well
them the.
with so many things.
It does.
The
It's
Cowboy
so
colors
clean.
look so good. The blue and white.
Oh, I love that
Same
decal.
as the Ford colors. I mean,
Yep.
is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
No, it's just meant to be. And speaking of meant to be, it's Mercy with a double tap off the backboard, one end of the field all the way to the other. Pops it up high, just carries this one for just a nice, simple, clean goal there. 2-0 for Prosper.
Mercy showing beautifully the capabilities of players in this game when you get so good at it, how well you can control the ball. Goes through the air. As for Bull Dads, they're showcasing hard work, that dribbling, and honestly, some really good defending. Despite the scorelines, they've made some incredible saves this game.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely one thing a lot of people don't talk about. You usually tend to just look at the scoreboard and not what's going on behind the scenes. And Bull Dads, as time goes on, just continue to improve defensively. And realistically, that is a hard thing to do when Mercy continues to score over and over again. But not just score, the strats and the mechs that this team has pulled out. This dude is hurdle shotting. Just like, they know what they're doing.
Out there.
They're coming in with a game plan and confidence. They were ready for this.
Absolutely. They want those VIP tickets. Travel down to Dallas, which was an awesome trip. I was just there recently. I wanted to go to the stadium so bad, but I didn't get the chance. I flew over it.
Oh.
But they just built the new Cowboys stadium, so it is in peak form right now.
Well, somebody's going to get to go see it, maybe. Or at least drive by it. If they're able to win. I put the Splice decal on for you, Karma. There it is. The confirmation and the goal from Mercy in the Splice decal. I think that goal is dedicated to you.
Have Mercy making my decal look good. Just got to say that. Definitely makes it look better than I did. Putting up good mechanics here as Bull Dads try and start things back up in their favor again.
Well, let's
One
see.
touch towards the net. Hurt. Here
We're
we
on
got
the way.
It's the right idea. It's the right idea. We want the Bull Dads to score so bad.
The sidewall. Are they going to be able to get another one and make this a little bit harder? Nice defense there from Icy. And a shot. Had it been on target, there might have been a chance. I think you definitely have to start capitalizing on these open net opportunities, and they will. ICB with the first goal in game number 3 for the Bull Dads. Comes from a long shot into an uncontested net. Uncontested net. There you go. That's English.
That's hard. Stringing words together, you make it seem easy, but very, very difficult sometimes. Keekins. Nice keep away there. After his teammates' beautiful midfield challenge, only down 3 now. But once again, Mercy just from the heavens, shuts everything down, starts things the other way.
Minute and 22 to go. Mercy carrying this one in the air. I think he's trying to freestyle at this point. Here come the mechs once again. Snapalicious with a shot towards the net. ICB with the save. And then the demo back on to Mercy to send him home so they can try and take a shot of their own. But Mercy, that demo ended up putting him back into position and, well, ahead of the game to be able to make the save and head over to the other side of the field and do it on back off the backboard and down. Mercy has found a 5th goal for Prosper, looking really reminiscent of game number 1.
Mercy going off with the mechs. Full field double touch there, really pretty. The final minute ticks down. Bull Dads Looks like he got a fire on his head.
Yeah, a little
I think he's got a
campfire.
on his head. I've never seen that before.
Some of these car designs are fun. I like when people get creative with the car designs. You don't really get to see too many toppers nowadays. Everybody's too sweaty for them. Look at this.
Sometimes they can get in your way, you know? You're trying to dribble and like the mountain is blocking your view. Or like the goggles. So many fun car designs in Rocket League.
When I first started playing, I was a tiara girl.
I was a tiara girl too.
Okay, so it's not an original experience. We all play with the tiara at some point.
And pink wheels that I had.
And the pink wheels.
With pink wheels, yeah.
I had a tiara on top of some weird car. I can't even remember, but I think that is GG, and that might be GG's. Was it? Was that game 3?
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah.
Prosper 3-0 over Bull Dads. Unfortunately for Bull Dads, they are out of our tournament. We're so sorry, but thank you for playing. You did such an amazing job on defense, and you were against a tough opponent. What can we say?
Yeah, that was a crazy matchup, and I feel like everybody has to be very aware that there are all skill levels breaking into today's event. I think we're going to take a look over at the bracket, though, very quickly to kind of get you guys updated on what you have missed. So there you have it. These are the games that went on behind the scenes. This is what you saw first, though. Prosper versus Bull Dads, and Prosper moving on. And then Ole Miss versus, this is a crazy word, Stratonites? Did I say that right? Stratonites. Okay, well, Ole Miss either way prevailed, and that's the crazy watch out team. At least for me, that's the Wonder Mike Lunar team.
Oh yeah,
that is a terrifying roster to go up against. And then on the other side of the bracket, Walmart Wi-Fi got taken down by Vibe. I guess the Wi-Fi just wasn't strong enough. And well, the Alaskan Salmon need to continue their migration somewhere else because Dog Suit took them down and will be moving forward. So now we've got 4 teams left. 2 teams move on to the grand finals. This is huge and exciting. And again, I keep looking at the names of the players on these rosters and I get scared for them.
Yeah, there's some good players out here tonight. There's some great names too. I mean, Dog Suit versus Alaskan Salmon Migration. I would have loved to interview those teams for sure.
Yeah, they would have been interesting. If you had played Karma, what would your team name have been?
My team name? Angry Tacos.
The Angry Tacos.
Yeah, and then we just have a logo of a taco who's angry. It's really easy.
I feel like she's like, these are my backup ideas that I just keep on standby in case I'm ready to compete in something.
I had to come up with things on the spot. What do you mean? What's your team name?
Mine, probably want to be DCC, and then it would be a photo of me photoshopped onto a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, my head onto her body. And that would have been it.
WDCC stands for Wannabe Dallas Cowboys Cheerleader.
WDCC. That would have been great for me.
I'll help out on that team. We need a third.
Yeah, we need a third. We'll see us competing in a tournament next to you.
That's better than Angry Tacos, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, we can all wear the uniforms and everything. Well, we need to go make our plans for what our future team names are going to be. And with that being said, we do have Vibe versus Dog Suit coming up next for you guys. But we're going to give everybody a short break to do their 4 breaths in and out. So don't go anywhere, guys, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody, from that very quick break. We didn't want to stay away too long because we've got another matchup for you guys. We've got Vibe versus Salmon. Let's take a look over at this bracket once again, just very, very quickly here. This is gonna be a wild one. So there was a little bit of a switch up. We're not gonna get into it too quickly, but now the Alaskan Salmon Migration have migrated their way back into the Game Time Invitational presented by Lenovo, and they will be competing against Vibe for that last chance to find a way into the grand finals. And well, I don't know about you, Karma, but I look at these teams and I get nervous for them, especially after what we just saw.
Yeah, absolutely. Prosper showing just how big the skill gap in Rocket League can be with, how high level their mechanics were, how many goals they were scoring. It seemed like they were very, very comfortable in that game. Now we know Ole Miss, they're a threat to win. Prosper are a threat to win. When you enter the semifinals match, you're probably going to get a scenario where both teams are very good. So moving forward, hopefully for these teams, they play their best, make it to that grand final, and continue on to that Dallas Cowboys training camp, because that's where I want to be right now.
That's where I want to be too. I think me and Karma are gonna fight for our lives to be able to attend this as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to make a note though. Again, there have been players from all areas of Rocket League and in all the different communities, and this was the player actually that I wanted to make a note of is C-Money. He's competing in this today, but it doesn't matter what your achievements are behind you. It matters what you are doing right now. And, well, the setup from a teammate into Sean taking a shot gives the open goal lead to Vibe.
Sean Cameron flying in. Nice opening goal here, and now you can definitely tell the pace of this game is a lot faster.
Yeah.
Chippy, opportunity off the high wall, gets the double touch, and just like that, I'm sorry, that's not a double touch, that's a Doomsy dish. If anyone heard me call this a double touch, I would be kicked out of casting school and not allowed in the Cowboys training facility. So now, nice Doomsy dish off the back wall. We're tied up, Herc. Nice fast start to this. This is why I like twos, because it's so fast paced. There's always something happening.
Yep, always something happening. This is definitely, I think, a little bit more of an even matchup here between these two teams. I look at the name Sean Cameron. I swear I went to school with somebody named Sean Cameron in 3rd grade, so I'm so tripped out. I'm like, what if this is him? But Hazy Vibe. Well, Hazy Vibe said, enough about Sean Cameron. Let's make it a little bit more about me. Carries it under one defender into the most open net ever, into my favorite goal explosion ever, Dueling Dragons.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's always nice to see the little individual artistic designs that players get to choose from. One of them being the goal explosion or what their card designs look like. We saw a campfire on top of the last guy's car. I'm waiting till we see a clown hat or like some sort of afro or something.
Yeah, we need like the bonus point car decal design contest to like go on. And like that person gets like a ticket to a Cowboys game or maybe a Hot Wheel.
Ooh, Hot Wheel. Ford Hot Wheel.
A Ford Hot Wheel.
That'd be fun.
Oh,
I used to have all the Ford cars in my car collection growing up.
Oh.
I played with cars when I was a kid. So it was so fun. They have all the police vehicles. All the Fords were always the cop cars. So I use them all the time.
Maybe I'll do a painting stream. I have all the Octane cars when they came out.
Yes.
So
yes.
maybe we'll paint a Dallas Cowboy Octane.
Ooh.
That could be fun.
Better yet, if anyone's listening in the competition, throw the Cowboys decal on. It's
Throw
fire.
the Cowboys decal on. You'll automatically win. They'll like you more. And then you can do what Chippy just did and score immediately. Tied game once again, 2-2. 3 minutes left to go. That dig decal just helping. There's my org decal.
Yeah. You gotta wear the decal. Decal, for those who don't know Rocket League, the decal, like, it gives you confidence what your car looks like. It's like a little outfit you wear for the day.
Yes.
Everyone has a different one. Sometimes the orcs like this, they have decals, and car just feels better. I don't know how to explain it. The
It
game
does.
just works better. It's
It
weird.
feels clean and cohesive. It's like the Rocket League version of the clean girl aesthetic. When you just plop on a decal and everything matches.
Mhm.
That's
You're just
what it
feeling
is.
good. You're playing good. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. If you don't know about it, you'll learn about it. Speaking of learning about things, Hazy Vibe is learning that clears are gonna break you in to this salmon half a lot faster than one might have anticipated, but the same can be said on the reverse end. No boost in the tank to keep that play going. Counting down to 2 minutes left in game number 1. And we are still at a tied game.
That's a great clear from C-Money. It's going to be on target, which gives his teammate a shot at just wide. Oh, it was a great play. Now going back the other direction, Sean gets it past one, but not past Chippy. He's there to set up another attack. C-Money, great touch, but it's going to go right to the opposition. One touch shot there, doesn't take it, and it gets turned aside. Hazy tries to start things back up again.
Just under 90 seconds. Hazy Vibe just trying to carry this one all the way through to the other end, but this ball, the possession has been taken aback. There's a setup for a shot. Maybe a bump play could open up something here, but nothing is to be found. Just over a minute. And Chippy with the save places this one into the corner. Again, just taking his time. Doesn't go off the sidewall. He just leaves it to be collected. And that could be very dangerous.
Beautiful challenge. And Blue going forward, that's going to leave an empty net for Chippy off of that one. That's a tough decision to go for this ball and to get cleanly taken away from like that. Chippy's got to be feeling good. Give his team the lead with 45 seconds to go. It is only game 1, but this is a huge tone setter moving forward.
Yeah, this is massive to be able to have that lead, and if you can hold on to it and end the game with just that 1-goal lead, I think you said it great. It's a tone setter for the rest of the series. That they can keep it close and also hold on to a lead, but 27 seconds is still enough time for this game to be re-tied up. We're going to see if that's true. C-Money fighting for possession of this ball once again. They just want to waste time, but a clear from Sean Cameron might even set him up for a possible angle. Nothing's to be found. 8 seconds left to go. It's just one shot attempt after the other, but some incredible defense, and a clear allows this ball to roll off into no man's land and give Alaskan migration the Salmons the win. I can't even say it. It's a tongue twister.
The Alaskan salmon migration take the dub.
There it is.
There we go.
A name and a half. Oh my.
They didn't play like salmon out there, I'll say that. They look pretty good. But did we get it wasn't overtime. It wasn't overtime, I'm sorry, right? We scored with about 45 seconds to go, able to clean it up. It looked like it was heading to overtime there. Much more even game series, than we saw in the first match. As both teams trying battling it out. But the Alaskan Salmon pot that first game. And now talking about those forward focus keys to the game. Now it's time for Blue team to adapt.
Oh, we're gonna see if it's possible. And it looks like they almost
Team
were.
vibe.
At least were in general. Their opening shots are looking clean. But now it's time for the Salmon. Gotta see if they can act like piranhas again.
They are fittingly on the orange team. Even though Salmon aren't orange. They're close.
They're close. Works for me. I don't know what color Salmon are, so you could have told me they were pink and I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Or are they pink?
They're a weird color. They're kind of just salmon color, aren't they?
Oh wait, that would actually make so much more sense.
I feel like
salmon,
salmon's a
we're
color.
colored salmon. Oh my. Well, that debate is gonna get settled on the next break for sure. Or Prod can Google it and let us know what color it is. But anyway, back to the game. Still scoreless as we approach 2 minutes of gameplay here. Chippy, he went for the corner boost instead of another touch on the ball. It allowed Sean Cameron enough time to make a breakaway effort. Nice 50 there. But a clear puts us back into the midfield. And Salmon are on the attack once again. This one gets popped up high. No touch there because it gets disrupted by Hazy. And I feel like as time has gone on, Karma, their vibe is turning a lot more aggressive than it was in game number 1.
Yeah, and they have to be. You know, finding yourself down that first game, there has to be a sense of urgency that fills you a bit. You don't want to overcommit too much. Obviously, you want to take a game at a time, but you know, you're only 1 goal away in game 1. You don't have to be that urgent. At the same time, you can't follow the complacency as the Vibe team trying to up their vibe. Take a lead here. Nice clear. But once again, in the midfield, the Salmon are just shutting it down as a demo comes through and an errant ball leaves it to C Money, who puts the Great Alaskan Salmon Migration up 1.
That is, again, I think one of the most creative and interesting team names I've ever heard of in a community event. I would have loved to know what the thought process was. Like, if this was one of those, like at night, you know, oh, we should sign up for this tournament. What's our name gonna be? Well, I've been reading about the Great Alaskan Migration. Maybe we should just name it about that.
Maybe he was watching Planet Earth and the part about the salmon was on. As well, he could just be into super big nature documentaries. But whatever it is, it's working because the Salmon put themselves up 2. They might not need to migrate anywhere other than Texas if they keep playing like this. Migrate straight into that Dallas Cowboys training stadium. Chippy, close flip reset, didn't have much boost. Beautifully turned aside. Now Sean Cameron trying to air dribble his way back in for his team. Need a goal, need some offense. Unable to get that towards goal, but a nice follow-up from his teammate. It's gonna buy Cameron some time. He missed the mid boost, but he got his back one, so he's not in that much trouble. Nicely controls the ball. Unable to get it past that midfield, though. Chippy just shutting the door shut. But he gets beat here. The Vibe team 2-on-1 tries to flick it far post, and it gets saved. See Money again on the goal line. Now brings it all the way down to the blue side of the field, and even if blue maintains the ball, it's going to take them a lot of time to get set back up on offense here as the transition comes through. But the pieces just aren't in the right place to have that goal opportunity set up. The Vibe team back into the Salmon side. Mid pass is there, but it doesn't connect. Hazy had to dodge the demo coming from behind him, so he was unable to be in that spot for the pass. As Sean tries to get a clear, but once again, at the midfield, it's the Salmon Migration shutting it down. Now he gets past one. This is exactly what you need. 1v1 opportunity. This has to go in. It's shot down for now. See Money on the goal line, keeps it out, but not for long as Chippy. I didn't think it was possible to make the save. Keeps out once again, and the Vibe Tribe pouring on the offense. And finally are able to get one to go as Hazy slots it in from the corner. 24 seconds remaining as the Vibe team down 1. Kickoffs can be crazy, guys. What are they going to try and pull out here? Do we have a fake? Do we have a delay? Do we have a purposeful loss? If it comes through, they're killing it. See Money able to grab the boost. That's detrimental for the Vibe team, who needed the ball and control, and the boost just gives them so much. The shot doesn't go in. Chippy goes for the double touch. He's going to leave the ball here. But Vibe Tribe in a tough spot. They need the clear and the possession acquired. Flick middle. That's the touch they wanted, but it's right to Chippy. All he has to do is have this ball hit the ground. It's still up. Can they keep it up? They can't, as the Alaskan Salmon Migration take game 2 and now find themselves up 2-0 in the series.
That last 30 seconds was so intense. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, yeah, two shots is gonna be it. And then I'm sitting there like, okay, 3 times is the charm. Apparently it takes 5. That's where it starts to come into play. The level of defense that we saw in just a span of 40 seconds was insane. And I believe now Alaskan Salmon Migration are on match point. Correct me if I'm wrong. Believe
yes,
this is
they are.
match
They're up
point.
2-0. This is match point.
So
going
this
into
is
the third game.
This is huge. This is for a spot in the grand finals and the opportunity to try and compete for a VIP experience at the Dallas Cowboys training camp. Like, can you even imagine what it feels like to be playing for that?
And they fly you out. You get lodging, a hotel. I'm sure they're going to put you in. I just was at Dallas Hotels. It's beautiful there. And at this time of the year, there's nice weather. So depending on where you're coming from, I mean, it just sounds like a great trip all around.
I want to know what's in the swag bag.
I know. You think they have a Marcus Lawrence jersey or a Tank jersey in there?
They're gonna be they gotta be all the Cowboys merch somebody could probably dream of. You know what would be funny? My first question I'm gonna ask whoever wins this is, are you a Dallas Cowboys fan?
They better say yes.
It would be so funny if they were to be like, I
mean, the Cowboys have such winning air about them that, you know, if you're not in the Dallas area or if you're not just an appreciator of football, you couldn't be hired to admire them because they win so much. They just win all the time.
That's America's team.
That's right.
No matter where you live, that is America's team. I feel like that's what a lot of Texans tell ourselves, so we think people like us. Well, we're gonna see if the same energy can be applied to the Alaskan Salmon Migration. Does Alaska like Texas enough to try and win this whole thing and go to the Dallas Cowboys training camp? We're gonna find out here. They're on the road. If you're just now tuning in, or maybe you missed it, Salmon, they are up 2-0 in the series. This is a best of 5, and they are looking to end it all here as Chippy gets a pinch off the ground into an open net to give Alaskan Salmon Migration the 1-0 lead.
A really nice play there off the back wall. Had to dodge a bump to get onto it. Managed to do that nicely and also have the wherewithal to get that into the net after dodging all that. As Tribe tries to get a goal here. As Sean can't quite find the touch he wants, so he's just going to send it in, keep probing, keep making the team react to the balls heading towards their side. Try and look for that little opening, set your team up. But with the defense that the Salmon are putting on, it is hard to break through. See Money can't find the flip reset, but he gets it all the way down on the Vibe half, which is going to set up Chippy for this nice opportunity. Goes for the flip reset, can't find it. And now Vibe go the other way.
Sean Cameron's up next. Low boost, but a demo turns that into the widest open net ever. Look at this one. He doesn't go to collect it. Instead, he takes the shot on the far side. And, well, that last defender just was not in a position to make that savable. 2 minutes and 13 seconds to go. We are back to even playing ground. 1-1. See Money air dribble all the way down. Try to double tap off the backboard, but nothing is, well, found at that point. It turns into a counterattack play for Vibe. And a long clear from Salmon. It turns almost into a little bit of a tug-of-war or a ping-pong match, just back and forth, trying to see who's going to be the first player to regain control of this ball, take the reins, and score.
And also the orange team, which is Team Salmon, do have a lot of competitive experience, we'll say. They do play in the CRL league as Team Money with some speed through the midfield. I'm not sure how the goal got left open, just super fast up to that ball. Beat both defenders, and when you do that in 2v2, there's no one back. Team Money finding the open net, flexing their experience, competitive experience just a little bit, as they have that 1 goal lead. A minute 30 left here for Team Vibe to find their way back into this and the series. That first touch is a touch of dreams with the flipper set. Can he get the dunk? He can't, but good effort there from Hazy.
Incredible effort, because it doesn't stop there. As a team, it never ends. It was a shot from Hazy that didn't find its way in, and then Sean Cameron just dunking. It was just literal full force of him saying, no, this ball will go into the net. I don't care if you send your whole team on me. I'm finding my way on in and tying it up, and I'm giving us the lead.
Sean popping off for his squad as he gets a hat trick here. Had a nice hezzy for the first goal. The second goal is beautiful off the wall from behind the net. Carried it in top left. I didn't even think it was possible to score. And then on this one, just capitalizes on the defensive mistakes. The Vibe team find their fortunes have changed. Up 1 now with a minute to go in this must-win scenario for them, as one of them gets demoed. It's going to take a big-time save. And Sean keeps it out and clears it.
Oh, man. 47 seconds left. What felt like a game that completely belonged to Team Salmon has completely flipped sides, and now Vibe have the reins in their hands, and it is one shot after the other. And speaking of whose hands it's in, it is 100% in Sean Cameron's. This team works so incredibly well together. The communication is massive. It is a huge improvement from games 1 and 2. You talk about those keys to success earlier in the stream, Karma, and you say adaptability and honestly just mental health and patience play a huge part. And I think Vibe was waiting for that moment for everything to click. And, well, when it does, they are on it.
Absolutely. Those 4 key focuses. We also talked about communication, and the communication here is clear for the Vibe team. They have been working on those passing plays this game. They've been dishing them out off the back wall to each other. They've been following up their hits nicely. So it's pretty clear their communication was a lot better this game. And I'm sure that that has to help their mental heading into the next 2, because when you're down 0-2, it can be really difficult. You just feel yourself, falling into, deep spot mentally. Sometimes you feel like, I just don't have it today. And to just scrape this one game out, it can be huge, especially when you're the one playing well. And in this scenario, both of the teammates on Team Vibe are playing well. Sean has been scoring the goals, but Hezzy has been doing just an important job setting it up. And now C-Money and Chippy have a real test for them heading into Game 4. Because if you're that team that's up 2-0, you don't want to go to Game 5.
No.
That is just bad scenario.
Yeah, I feel like against a team like this, Game 5 is kind of next level, because you alluded to it a little earlier. You made a quick statement on it, but C-Money is a CRL player, and he's not just an average CRL player. He's a very, very good one. He's one of the top in the league, and for him to lose a game after being 1 away from winning, you know that that's kind of a sit up in my chair moment for him, and be like, all right, it's time. I'm not letting that happen again. And that's when I start to get nervous. But I do want to go back on Sean Cameron's performance. That was next level. And it wasn't just Sean, it was Hazy with the passes and the setups continuously. They looked so good.
They did. They looked like a real team as well for the first time this series. It felt like they were both playing well individually, but that cohesiveness wasn't there in the first 2 games. Whereas on C-Money and Chippy's side, the cohesiveness was there. And I thought that might have been due to their competitive experience together. They've both played in CRL. As you had mentioned before, they've been in tournaments. And whereas maybe for Sean and Hezi, this is their first one. But now after playing those first 2 games and the communication's up, they adapted really well. They paid attention to those focus keys, the forward focus keys of the game. And now they're back in it, ready to maybe reverse sweep. I don't want to call it early, Herc. I don't want to call it early, but I liked what I was seeing all of last game.
I did too. It makes for a great series, honestly, when a team can come back and start to try and keep up. And now we got to find out, is it going to end here, or will Vibe continue the reverse sweep? And I think it's going to be a lot harder, well, done than said, or it's not easier said than done. What's the whatever the phrase is.
A lot easier said than done.
That one.
There you go.
If Salmon want to be able to try and end things all here.
Definitely, especially with the way Hazy, I'm sorry, I've been calling him Hezi. Hazy has been defending. Sometimes the pronunciation for the names, it can be tough. You guys are so creative. See Money demonstrating their team play ability here. I thought they were going for a team pinch there. Looked like maybe the communication was off, or I misread the play. As a pinch across the net, back the other direction. Almost left some space for Sean, who you know has been goal hunting all game. Herc. He had a hat trick last game. I believe he had 4 goals last game, not just hat trick. And will we see a Rule 1? Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
A Rule 1 and a 2v2.
A Rule 1 in a 2v2 in arguably one of the most intense community events you could be participating in. It is Game Time by Lenovo, and it is now gone from a 2v2 tournament to a 1v1 against Sean, Cameron, and C Money. Arguably, 2 of the most intense players to be on the field right now. There's Hazy and Chippy holding in that Rule 1. They're locked in and respecting the heck out of it. And this 1v1, that completely changes the game because, 1, a lot of time can get wasted. But 2, if Sean Cameron doesn't score here, which he will, the game will get tied. But a lot of time went off the clock because of that 1v1.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, Rule 1 is where when 2 cars are driving around the field and you get stuck pointing into each other and you can't move, one of the fun rules of the game the community does is you allow each other to just stay there. So it turns whatever mode you're in, this time into a 1v1, which put Alaskan Salmon on the back foot. They allowed the goal, so now we're tied up with 3 minutes to go. As, of course, Sean was able to put it in, adding another goal to his tally. Rule 1, always interesting to see take place. Because as an OG Rocket League player, I like to call Rule 1 as keeping up the ball at 0 seconds. But see, Money, I didn't think there was an angle, Hurt.
Oh, man.
But somehow off the wall.
It's more off Sean's car.
A little bit. I didn't want to throw him under the bus, but you can.
I'll do it. Under the truck, under the bus, under it all.
F-150.
Oh man, and then over Chippy's car. Over the hood of Chippy's car. Look at this. Oh, this kickoff goal. He
Out of the way.
bumps C Money and said, let me do this. What is the name of this flick? I saw this flick yesterday and I was pretty sure I called
Tornado
it wrong.
flick?
Is that
Sassy
a tornado?
Flick. It
There
could be
was-
whatever.
I
It
can
could
just-
have been a 180 flick.
Okay, somebody said 180 to me the other day. Look at
Yeah,
that.
there's a bunch
Dude,
of names.
That Rule 1, I feel like just unleashed a beast in the Alaskan Salmon migration. They're not migrating. They're on private jets headed towards the grand finals.
Especially with that fake kickoff there, worked to perfection. Straight in the net, see Money. I know he does that in my 2's lobbies, so I'm familiar with that craftiness. As bumps coming out causes some confusion on the Vibe side. There's still plenty of time for them in Rocket League. Goals can be scored very quickly, so even though he's down 3, usually with the time left, there's still a possibility, even though it's unlikely. It's Hazy. Puts a shot on target off the post. Can Sean find the follow-up? He can't. And for now, the Alaskan Salmons are going to keep on surviving.
Yeah, definitely survival of the fittest right now between these two squads because Vibe is not capable, like not capable, right, of tying this up. It's a more of a matter of can you slow down C Money and Chippy? Because the second you allow them to hold on to the ball and gain a little bit of control, they completely determine the pace of the game. And what I'm noticing is they tend to enjoy a faster game, which I feel like kind of messes with the flow of Sean Cameron and Hazy's, twos rotations and passing plays that they were doing before, because they just can't quite keep up with how quickly the Alaskan Salmon want to be playing it, right? And that makes it a little bit more difficult. You still need 3 goals, just over a minute, and now it's going to be 4 goals as Chippy puts this one on in and takes us 5-1.
Chippy, nice double touch here. He sends it all the way down the field, and then he's able to use his boost to follow that ball off the back wall and touch it in. Awesome double touch there from Chippy to give it a 5-1 lead. I don't want to put the nail in the coffin yet, but it is so difficult to come back from such a goal deficit in Rocket League when the clock is ticking down and there's a little time remaining. It is not impossible.
Definitely not impossible. I've seen some crazy stuff, but it is difficult with a team like this.
Yeah, especially with as much experience and as much talent,
Literally exactly what I was gonna say, word for word. The level of experience that C Money and Chippy have, not only together but just individually, is makes for a very intense team to go up against.
Yeah, and honestly, Sean and Hazy put on quite a series. They were only a few goals away from even taking that series. And to go up against players with the caliber that C Money and Chippy are, and the experience they have been, as we've touched on, I mean, I just say, helmets off to them. I thought that they did a fantastic job. They had great defense. They had some great shooting and teamwork all series long. But these Alaskan Salmons, they have a date with Texas, and they want to get there. They're going to head straight into this grand finals with the 6-1 lead. Do they make it to Brazil? I don't think we're going to Brazil again, Herc. We're not that lucky.
Oh no, take me on vacation. I want to go. It's fine. I would settle for the Dallas Cowboys training camp because that's where the Alaskan Salmon migration are potentially going to be headed if they continue to keep up this winning streak. Welcome back, everybody. Again, I just want to do some quick intros. My name's Hercules, and alongside me is Karma. And if you missed it, this is Game Time by Lenovo, presented by Lenovo, and the Dallas Cowboys. And you are watching one of the craziest 2v2 tournaments that I feel like has ever been put on in Rocket League. The stakes are as high as they possibly could ever get, Karma.
Yeah, we have some fun. We've had some fun games today. Looking to get into our next one here. As we take a look at the basket, we see the Alaskan Salmon obliterating their competition on their way to the finals. Now on the other side, we feast our eyes on Prosper versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the favorite, in my opinion, to probably win the tournament. But Prosper put on a fantastic showing on both dads. We got a nice splice decal. We got some Ford shout-outs there. So I think, they're coming in confident for sure. We're definitely going to have a great semifinals match coming up.
Yeah, this is a really, really fun one. Prosper versus Ole Miss. And on the other end of things, if you were wondering what we were talking about, Ole Miss has 2 collegiate Rocket League players competing on this roster, and so did Alaskan Salmon Migration. So, should Ole Miss meet up with ASM in the grand finals, we will be having a very heated battle. Not only for the prize, but for pride as well. But to get there, well, you've gotta win this next matchup first. And we are going to be playing on a non-standard map for this particular one. I guess the players are agreeing that it is okay to keep it going. So Prosper versus Ole Miss. This is an interesting one. I've played on this one before. I don't know if I feel like it adds to the intenseness.
It definitely does, as I believe this is just the lobby, folks. I don't believe the match has started yet.
I was like, I feel like I'm casting a
we-
bot, but I'm trying to be nice here. I was like, I recognize that bot's name. I play you in training all the time.
Young Prosper was out there trying to put on some moves, but
he was like, I can do this still.
yeah, with the AI tech, who knows? He probably can do it in like a year.
That's
the bots
fair.
are probably better than us.
The bots will get better than us in some period of time at some point. Yeah. We're gonna wait for this lobby to get remade though, but in the meantime, we're gonna break down kind of everything that we have seen today. So, if you missed it, game number 1, we had Prosper versus the Bull Dads, which was a crazy matchup. The Bull Dads, we made up a whole lore for them, that Bull Dads were these 2 dads that just really wanted to go to Cowboys Stadium and see
huge
everything.
Dallas Cowboy fans.
Yeah, they're huge dads. Like, they're sobbing right now. Like, they're heartbroken. And then Prosper said, no, we're good. We're going to keep it going. Yeah, and then on the other end of things, there was in a crazy turn of events, Alaskan Salmon Migration snuck their way on in. They weren't even supposed to get to keep going. It was just this crazy series of events that allowed them. And then they ended up just, I think you said it perfectly, obliterating? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, you got it.
Obliterating Vibe. But I feel like, to be fair, that scoreline did not give you the full context of almost how close the individual games were.
Yeah, no, Vibe put on a show for sure. They had some great goals. They had great teamwork on top of that, which I like seeing. I'm kind of a boomer. I enjoy watching the teamwork more than the individual goals. That's my favorite thing about sports, athletics, football, is using other people to accomplish a goal. And that teammate and that camaraderie, sort of that family feeling, is one of my favorite things about esports competing, regular athletic competing, you name it. And Vibe did a great job of showcasing that, but really all the teams remaining and all the teams competing did throughout the tournament. That's part of what makes Rocket League such an intriguing game for me, is like the camaraderie and the teammate usage. Although it's shied away from that more recently, everyone likes doing individual fun stuff, which is also just as enjoying. But yeah, Vibe Tribe put on a great. They're not even the Vibe Tribe. I keep calling them that. Team Vibe. They did such a great job.
You've got your nickname, Team Vibe.
Yeah.
You're a Vibe Tribe now.
Well, that's Daz and Stacks.
Yeah, there we go.
I might be in trouble.
Yeah, we'll find out. Just don't tweet it out too much. Well, I think lobby is getting remade, and we should be back in very shortly. But that is everything that has happened so far. So before we head on over into our next matchup, I do want to say a couple of quick shout outs again. Huge shout out and thank you to Lenovo. Lenovo makes smarter technology for all. And a huge thank you again, not only to the Dallas Cowboys for recognizing Rocket League and the Rocket League community, but also to Ford. And Ford, again, we've had this insane day with them and with the Cowboys. And again, I want to go back to the really amazing segment. If you guys missed it, there was a Keys to the Game moment that we had earlier. It was Keys to the Game presented by the Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 46 years, where we talked about, with Karma, all the things that kind of make for a really solid team or player in esports and in Rocket League in general. Because I feel like a lot of people don't realize how many similarities there are that go down in between IRL sports and esports, and I feel like you broke it down very, very well. You want to do like a little TLDR version while we wait for this?
Yeah, for sure. First, we talked about preparation and practice. Those are like huge going into series. You know, you want to prepare the right way. You don't just want to show up to practice, ready to play, whatever. You want to be stretched. You want to be warmed up. You want to have played a little bit before practice. Focus on some individual things. Then when you get to practice, you're able to maintain focus. You're able to do all those things. Then we talked about mental toughness, being able to maintain a certain level of calmness and focus and staying basically grounded when the bright lights are on, whether you're playing in an NFL stadium like the Cowboys, or you're playing in a virtual stadium like in Rocket League and esports, and you have thousands of online people watching you. Just being able to mentally deal with things not going your way, or a series being tougher than you expected, or just straight out losing and failing entirely and having to bounce back from that, as I'm very familiar with. We talked about teamwork, communication, being able to communicate with your team, that camaraderie feeling, that family feeling, that togetherness where you're all working towards a common goal. And communicating in Rocket League and in esports is one of the most important aspects of your game because of how fast the game is played. Having clear, concise communication really helps the team function the way it needs to. We talked about adapting during the series. If the series isn't going your way, what you can do to change your gameplay style or your mental attitude, or certain things in the game that allow you to get back into the series or back into the game when you're down but not out. And then, of course, we add physical well-being, mental well-being, spending time doing things you love outside of gaming, but also maintaining, healthy work-life balance, a healthy, well-balanced diet, making sure you're eating the right things, eating nutritious foods, and of course, exercising. Make sure you're exercising every day. Work out your body, get the blood flowing, get as much blood as you can into your brain, get those synapses frying. Running so that you can make correct decisions. And, continue on your way. But enough talking from me. I'm sure you guys have sick of hearing me talking. Let's get back into the game.
So many keys are what it takes to find success in Rocket League. And, well, in different aspects of life, right? You've got your mental and your physical well-being, in your preparation and everything under the sun. And now it is time to find out who is going to be able to apply that into the Game Time Rocket League event presented by Lenovo. And the first person to do so is Mercy. Right over that last defender into a wide open net. They take the 1-goal lead in game number 1 for a chance to compete in the grand finals.
Looking good as right off the kickoff, Lunar able to find it after the demo. If you watch here in the kickoff, watch the second player, boom. That explosion eliminates a player for 3 seconds off the field, forces them to spawn later on, which gave them that opening window for Lunar to put it in the empty net.
Back into kickoff we go. A tied game already. This is, again, going to be one of the more interesting matchups. So, if you missed it, the earlier game, Prosper went up against the Bull Dads and took it in a sweep, 3-0. And it was a very intense showing. We had glimpses of these crazy mechanics that they were able to pull off that you knew they wanted to do, but they were being just a little bit respectful in their matchup. I don't know how respectful they want to be in this one, though, because they are competing against Ole Miss, 2/3 of the collegiate Rocket League roster, and competing with Lunar and Wondamike. And if there are 2 players in this tournament that you should be afraid of, it should be them.
Yeah, Wondamike, actually a former teammate of mine. I competed with him professionally for 6 months or so, as he makes a beautiful pass down to Lunar here, who probably should have scored the first touch, but after a great save, ends up putting in the second one. Some nice offense there from Ole Miss as they were able to drop it down off the ceiling. A little team play action. But once again, out of 4 kickoffs, 3 of them have been fakes, Herc, and yeah, the kickoff stuff, I'm gonna lose it.
They had a plan. They know what they want to do. They're just gonna execute it until it fails.
The amount of fake kickoffs I have to deal with in ranked is enough to just put me over the edge.
Well, I wonder if it's gonna do the same to the opposing on this field. See if it drives them crazy enough to help make a couple more goals. Mercy with a shot and Lunar with the save on the goal line there. Just under 3 minutes left in this game number 1. This is a very close game, I will admit. Wondamike trying to extend that gap with a pass over to Lunar, and a straight shot into the back of that net extends that lead by 2.
A one to Mike, another pass, and Lunar able to get the ball on the very edge of his car, which accelerates it really fast, straight into that net. Able to give his team a 3-1 lead. This is only game one. These teams are starting to adjust, and Lunar tries to go quick off the back line. Snapalicious reads it, but he's not heavy on the boost department. Can't get to the ball fast enough to punish them for the empty net. And then once again, Lunar back the other direction, trying to set up one to Mike for an offensive attack, which they're so dangerous at. Flip reset gets turned aside with a demo. It's going to take even more work, and they can't do it with the demo. With all that pressure, Lunar able to find the close side of the net here, tuck it in, and give themselves that 4-1 lead.
Oh man, I get nervous for teams like this, right? Like, you're going up against a roster that you know has the capability to absolutely demolish. And that's where keys to success kind of come in, right? You need to know how well is your mental coming into a series like this. And thankfully, Mercy's is pretty strong because he has not started to give up yet. He collected that ball from a clear, and the reset to dunk on Lunar comes on through, and the lead gets cut down in half. And now it looks like Prosper have a little bit more of a fighting chance to stay in this series than they did before.
They did, but when Lunar is feeling it like this, it's going to be tough. Look at this first touch. Flip reset, goes past one, has the flip, and uses it. As soon as you get past that first defender and you have that flip, the second one, very, very easily to beat. It's so tough. So tough to defend in that position. As Ole Miss flexing their offensive muscle, showing exactly how good they can be as Mike tries to get a flip reset going again. But this time, Snapalicious, wise to it. He tries to find a teammate into the midfield. Mercy, what can he do? Not much, as one to Mike denies the opportunity. He's going to go into a quick shot, though. Nothing doing. Again, we're just pinging around, trying to find an opening here. Our Snapalicious and Mercy. Nice team play, but Lunar and Wonder Mike just all over it. They're swarming the ball, and it's so tough to set up anything when you're being suffocated as much as Snapalicious and Mercy are.
Yeah, this is coming a little stalemated. Not stale, but stalemated. Which is not good if you are Team Prosper. And as soon as I speak, Ole Miss go, okay, hold on. Well, we can just score again. It won't be stalemated, but we'll just make it even harder for them to be able to score. 6-2 with just over a minute left. Now, granted, this is game number 1. There's plenty of time to learn from your mistakes and adapt moving forward, like we've talked about. But are they going to be able to do so against two very highly skilled players?
Mercy and Snapalicious also highly skilled. Can they put it together? Can they string the attacks moving forward in the series? We're obviously going to find out as both teams battle to get to this grand final. And a nice fake. Hold on. 3-6. There's still time. It makes it's so much more doable. Really nice control. The defender thought that he was going to take the ball into the air, so he jumped early. Mercy just able to put that ball right underneath him and then pass that second defender as well. Gives them some hope in this match. That's going to take such a big doing. As one Mike off the kickoff, has the boost, has the net, and it gets denied the last second. Can they catch Lunar in a bad spot? Has to make a double touch here to get the save. He does. And for now, Ole Miss survive.
Yes, survive is definitely the right word in this situation. Maybe even fighting for their lives at times. One to Mike up off the sidewall, just wasting precious seconds. Lunar really trying to put that nail in the coffin for this team, but with 10 seconds left to go, there is no way that Prosper is going to be able to come back here. And with 1 second left, this ball hits the ground. Ole Miss will declare game number 1 as a win. And, well, the fight just begins there. It's still the beginning. It's very, very early to be trying to call anything. But Prosper have got a lot of improvements to make in game number 2 if they want to have a chance.
Yeah, I thought Prosper did a great job early on. The game was close for the majority of the first few minutes. And then towards the middle there, it was just a bunch of kickoffs in a row where they seemingly lost control and gave up some goals. So they have the capabilities to win the series. It is going to be difficult. Ole Miss are putting on so much pressure. But you never know. I think if you start off strong in game 2, it's all about how you adapt and change, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can they maybe make the kickoffs more in their favor? Maybe hit it not down center. There's a bunch of things. In 2s, it's really difficult. There's so much less room for error because there's less of you on the field. So it puts a lot more strain on the players as quick passing play comes out. First 10 seconds of the game, the net seemingly open, and it is Wanda Mike once again on the attack, finds Lunar in the midfield, scoops up the rebound, and catches Prosper lacking in net for that 1-0 lead.
Oh, man. If there was a person who I would have predicted in the first 10 seconds to score, I feel like it's a very safe bet to say one to Mike.
He's always on the ball for sure.
Whew.
As even there, I mean, you can see how quickly they can attack. Lunar's in the offensive corner. He turns after Lunar Mike's hit. I'm sorry, Wanda Mike's hit. Finds the back of the net with his touch so fast. Able to react like that. It's just really impressive to see.
This is a very interesting one. I'm just waiting to see Prosper kind of have that same level of confidence that we saw in their first series of the day over against the Bull Dads. I feel like it's definitely harder when you're going up against a team that is leading, but your mental plays such a huge part in this game, not just your mechanics, that it could make or even break you in a series like this.
Oh, yeah, and as you say that, unfortunately, it's a little bit of an error coming out here. Mercy got caught on the back wall, double flipped, and with Lunar coming in as fast as he was, able to scoop up that free ball, put it into the back of the net, and once again, Ole Miss showing the offensive prowess, putting themselves up early. But they will make those defensive lapses. There will be opportunities for Team Prosper on the blue side. They can put together a coordinated attack, utilize each other properly. Opportunities will come.
Yep, opportunities will come, and when they do, you gotta be ready to take them. Mercy, nice save there from one of Mike's shot. Another shot, though, will find its way in. 2 times is all it takes for one to Mike to score. 4-0, nothing has been found at all for Prosper in this game number 2. There feels like they're kind of fighting for their lives on this one, but it isn't the end of the road. It is still very early. We haven't even approached the halfway point yet, but something definitely has to change. You kind of got to look at what you're doing play style wise and figure out how can you become, go back to being one step ahead of Ole Miss.
When they play as fast as they do, it can be really overwhelming as a player. When someone approaches you with speed, it's really hard to get used to that. But Snapalicious making something out of nothing here. It looks like the defender has him read. One touch, decides to go low with it. Catches Lunar off guard. Nicely placed. That's step 1 for Team Prosper to get back into this game. Off the kickoff here, Mercy trying to set up his team, and who else? Wanda Mike there already on it. Full boost, trying to take it towards your net, but now Mercy, we've seen the mechanics. He has the flip reset and the shot. 2 now in for Prosper in quick succession. And now they only find themselves down 2 with over half the game left.
Oh, man. This is what I needed, right? This is what we all were waiting to see. If they were going to be able to regain that confidence to start paving the way to create opportunities of their own to score, and they are doing it. But like you said, there are times where playing against a team like Ole Miss can be extremely overwhelming. whether it be the speed that they're playing at or just the confidence level in general. And to be able to do that on the end of Prosper is huge, but it is hard when Lunar continues to score. He collects the middle boost, flicks over one, and just doinks it off the hood of his car to go past that last defender, completely balling all of Team Prosper and going up by 3.
So hard when Ole Miss can just make plays like that so fast and so confidently. It can be so rattling, especially even just casting this game. They make it look so easy sometimes on offenses. Challenge comes out. Ole Miss reading it so quickly, and Mike, of course, with the fast speed. Can Lunar reach it? He can't, but he can get the demo, which is just as good. Adding insult to injury. Because if you look here, Wonder Mike gets it past. Lunar's floating. He makes you think he's going for the ball. Nope. He's going for your car. And just like that.
I feel like it's past insult into injury. You're putting salt in the wound and laughing at them at that point. But Mercy is it's not gonna have anything to say. Just gonna do kick off double tap, the simplest of kickoff goals that I think you could do. You love it. You love to see it. Back to a 3-goal lead. Just half extended. 2 minutes to go, though, is not a lot of time, especially if Wonder Mike and Lunar continue to pass to each other. With the accuracy that they have been in the entire series.
The speed as well is mainly, I think, was giving Team Prosper some trouble. Speed as you go up in rank in Rocket League is definitely what transitions the fastest. How quickly you read the play, how quickly you react. Ole Miss trying to keep this ball in midfield, and they do with a beautiful series of control. Touches to themselves. Now jumping in place, somewhat baiting the opponent to come in. And in those scenarios, when you're trying to bait someone to come in, you're doing what's called a 50-50, where there's one car basically collides with another on the ball and forces out the ball into an unpredictable area. That's why they call it 50-50, because they don't know who's going to win. Trying to talk to you guys a little bit about the Rocket League terms, Herc. It's tough when if you don't know much about Rocket League, there's so many buzzwords.
Yeah.
It can be hard to keep up.
We can give the rundown on things. You guys have learned about Brazils and everything under the sun. You saw your first Rule 1.
Yeah.
Now you're just getting into some good old-fashioned ranked, where people are like, "No bumps, please," and they're like, "Sorry, we're playing this old school style, going for the mental game." People get tilted from it, and it can change. It can change a whole game or series, flip it on its head if you say, if that's the saying.
Yeah, whatever gives you the edge in a competitive environment, as long as it's, safe and legal, right? Just emoting or quick chatting or playing a certain way can definitely get under people's skin, just as I'm sure it does in the NFL or in training camp. I'm sure you got little things that you do that gives you a little edge against another player if you're guarding a receiver or something like that. I would have loved to play in the NFL.
Oh man, in the NFL?
Wouldn't that be
died.
Fun? That would be so fun. Oh, I'd be dead for sure. One hit and I'm out. But like the 15 seconds I get during the play, that'd be fun.
It's fair. that would just be scary. They're so big.
Oh, it would be terrifying.
I would be a kicker for sure. I would just want to do my little punt and then run off the field.
Oh, you're a kicker?
I would be a kicker.
Oh, that's smart. I want to do the field goals, though. They get all the glory. I don't want to be the punt. The field goal kickers get it all, as Mercy got it all in this goal. A little caster transition there. It looked like he was going to let Snap take it, but at the last second, nice bit of teamwork there. And although they didn't get the win, they got that confident goal moving in. Ole Miss up 2-0, Herc. And I do want to talk about football again because it's so fun. But just like you don't realize how big athletes are until you're in person with one most of the time.
That's
Especially
fair.
football players.
To be fair, I've never actually gotten to talk to like for example, like a Dallas Cowboy, right? I know that those guys are massive. The only one I've ever talked to is wait, what the one from Dignitas from the Eagles?
Scott.
Boston Scott. See, on the other, I would be fine if football players were all his size. No
he's
shade.
an abnormal.
He's not
a good reference
he's an
point,
exception.
He's not a good reference point.
That's the only one I've ever had the opportunity to meet.
Well, we got Tank coming up in an interview, so you'll get to kind of meet him.
Well, we'll try and meet Tank later and see if he's really big and scary or if he's nice.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is they're so big in person, but they're always so sweet.
Yeah, they're little.
That's like the scary
big
thing.
teddy
It's like
bears.
you beat people up for a living, bro.
Oh man!
How are you gonna be so nice to me?
Thankfully, in Rocket League, there's no like you beat people up for a living. I think the closest we've gotten is somebody like Woody, who does the demoing for a living.
Yeah, demoing is rough.
Demoing is it's something else. It's another level of quote unquote toxic.
It's torture if you're a Rocket League player. Demoing is torture.
It can win games.
I'm just gonna say it.
That's all I'll say
does,
for
but
Prosper.
it's cheap. I'm gonna use what the young people say and say it's cringe.
It's cringe is what Karma deems demoing. You heard it here first. But speaking of not cringe things, Lunar has found another clip to add to the Game Time by Lenovo Rocket League montage with a tiny angle off the back wall. That was very clean and nice. Put that one into the highlight reel for sure.
These fake kickoffs, man. Causing so many problems as Lunar.
Oh my gosh!
They're listening to us talk about demos. I think they're just doing it on purpose at this point. They're antagonizing us and the opponents. 2 demos in the first minute. Open up the goal. Give a 2-0 lead. And that's frustrating. I'm sorry. That has to be frustrating. It's frustrating for me, and I'm looking.
I was going to say, I'm frustrated for them. I'm not even on there. I felt the quick chat of just typing, I hit that. I swear I touched it. Oh, man.
Almost full field carry there from Mike. Can't find it. Mercy has a bit of an opening. Can't find the window as he's getting bombarded from behind from Lunar. Their team is going full toxicity mode. The demos are coming out. The team plays are coming out. And now Ole Miss are playing in full confidence mode. You can tell. Once the demos start reading out the pre-jumping. I mean, Lunar was in the air before Mike even flicked the ball off of his car. He was already ready, and placement on the shot, he's just not gonna be able to save that most times. As Mercy finally punishes the double kickoff, Eric. Thank God.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, the fake on the last one. He faked the fake. That's what you gotta do. That is you gotta take the cheap shots now. You gotta do everything in your power. There is a VIP experience at the Dallas Cowboys training camp on the line. All inclusive, by the way.
All inclusive. Lunar heard you. Mike heard you, and they are scoring as fast as they can, trying to get to that grand finals. There's a beautiful redirect comes in. Off of the touch from one to Mike. Lunar came up underneath the car. Beautiful shot. Finding the back of the net once again. Ole Miss putting on display some beautiful mechanics they have. And again, I mean, now it's basically a Ford freestyle show at this point.
Bring back the Ford freestyle events. We miss them. And we'll just do some of our own here. Because, yeah, like you said, that is pretty much what's going on. This is a twos Ford freestyle event almost. Demo from Lunar. Sending people on home. And there's just over half the game left. Ole Miss just really wanting to solidify their spot in the grand finals as Wonder Mike goes from one end of the field to the other, wraps around from the midfield, and places this in the back of the net to go 5-1 in game number 3.
He's got that season 5 challenger tag on. Does Wonder Mike. Back when I kicked his butt in Rival Series. Actually, I think they beat us. So I shouldn't have said that, actually. I just opened up a bad can of worms.
Clip it
Mercy.
and ship it.
What's that?
Clip it and ship it. Send it to Wonder Mike.
No.
Oh,
Mike,
man.
Trying to put an exclamation point on today by making the grand finals with the freestyle plays. Prosper trying to figure out a way to get their way back in, but after 3 games of dealing with this, it's really tough. You've thrown a ton at the sink, or at the wall, and nothing has stuck.
Oh, look at the bump.
So many bumps, man.
So many bumps and demos. And now one away from going back to Brazil before they have a chance to head on over to Texas. Minute 38, 6-1. It's definitely a feels like too little too late kind of moment, even with that amount of time on the board. But mainly because Ole Miss is just doing so incredibly well together. Their experience levels are showing and playing into their favor. And well, if there was a time for experience to be on your side, this is it.
Oh, snap. Tough save. Lunar put him in such a tough spot. And as we talked about earlier, when this goal scoreline reaches 7-1, that is known in Rocket League as a Brazil. It's just a little fun thing to celebrate a high-scoring game. Nice Brazil moment here. And also, don't go anywhere after this game. We have a cool interview coming up with Marcus Lawrence, a.k.a. Tank, on the Dallas Cowboys. He's got an interview that he's going to share with us, which I'm really excited to hear.
Yeah, that's going to be a really fun one. But
And then we'll get right into our grand finals.
Yeah, and then we get to hop on in, and we're going to find out who is going to be the first person to ever win a Rocket League Game Time by Lenovo tournament and get to go meet the Dallas Cowboys. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I know. So exciting. Especially if you just, I don't know how many people are allowed to go. It's really fun. It could be like a family trip. You're going to have VIP places at the practice as an own goal comes out. It's nice to see everyone having fun in game, despite the score line. Everyone's having a good time. Although I imagine the Prosper are a little more upset as their time heading to Texas may be over.
Yeah, that's not the scoreline you would want if you were trying to put up a fight still. But at the end of the day, someone's got to win and someone's got to lose. And right now, it looks like Ole Miss, with 7 shots into the net, 7 goals, not even including everything else that they've put on target or into the net throughout the series. Time to make it an 8th one from Lunar. As a nail in the coffin has been placed, Ole Miss have secured their spot in the grand final.
And we are going to be heading into that shortly. But man, they have to be feeling good. They're basically, like we said, freestyling this series. Mercy and Snapalicious did a fantastic job as they could on defense. It's a tough matchup with Lunar and Wonder Mike having so much playtime together. But once again, Ole Miss moving on to the grand finals. Congratulations to them. You're joined here. I'm Karma. She's Herc. And we're excited to be here. We're excited to hear from Tank interview soon, so don't go anywhere. But Herc, Ole Miss, as we thought, dominating the tournament, heading into this grand finals. You have to think that they probably are the favorite, correct?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think if there was a favorite from either side of the bracket, both of mine just made the grand finals. I wouldn't have expected anybody else, to be honest. feel like it would have been an upset if somebody else had made it here, but it has been a long day. Well, not as long as one would think, but a long day, a long journey for some of these teams to make it here. And now it is officially time that we can say Ole Miss versus the Alaskan Salmon Migration will be your grand finals matchup to compete for the chance for a VIP experience at the Dallas Cowboys training camp. All inclusive, travel, lodging, VIP tickets, and a swag bag is what somebody will win. At some point in time, we don't know when this is happening, but it will happen eventually. And that is just so crazy to be saying that a grand prize for a Rocket League tournament is a VIP experience at the Dallas Cowboys training camp.
And it's absolutely going to be soon because training camp just started. And it only lasts until like the end of August. So it's going to be a fun thing for you to go as an individual. If you can maybe bring some family. I don't know how close you are to Texas.
If y'all need a babysitter, let me know.
Yeah, if you guys need like a fun friend to join, I'm also available. I just like to throw that out there.
I'll hold your bags for you. Whatever you
I'll
need.
be a caddy. I'll be a caddy
if you
or
need
whatever
a dog,
you need.
I can bark. That is the route I am going for this
bark.
one.
I cannot bark.
I don't know how desperate I'd be for that one.
I'm out on this one.
What I will say is I think it is almost time for our DeMarcus Lawrence interview, but before we head on into that, I do want to say thank yous again. Huge thank you to Lenovo. Lenovo makes smarter technology for all. Huge shout out to Ford, and another huge thank you to the Dallas Cowboys for acknowledging Rocket League and the community and putting on a nice little tournament before Worlds, because everybody's going to be heading out to Worlds very soon. So it's always nice to bring everybody in together. And speaking of bringing everybody together, we've got the interview with Tank, aka DeMarcus Lawrence, and he did an interview with a good friend of ours named Fallout. So don't go anywhere. Enjoy the interview. We've got the grand finals coming up right after that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition interview with the Dallas Cowboys' very own DeMarcus Lawrence, courtesy of the Dallas Cowboys Game Time competition. Make sure to sign up for Rocket League and Dallas Cowboys Game Time as soon as you possibly can. But first things first, welcome DeMarcus Lawrence to the program. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. We're so grateful for you taking the time. 3-time Pro Bowler, full career, then almost 10 years with the Dallas Cowboys. How you doing today, man?
All is well. Appreciate you having me today, man.
Yeah, it's going to be good to jump in, get to know you a little bit. Obviously, a lot of people know you from football. It's going to be good to hear a little bit about your gaming background. And let's jump right in, man. First things first, tell me about your personal relationship with video games, man. How long have you been gaming for? When did it start? Where did it start? And what do you enjoy most about gaming?
Yeah, been gaming since I was a kid, really, ever since Sega Genesis days. So, very familiar with the gaming platform and, just been rocking out ever since. So now, gaming don't involve so much. I really just, take time, unwind out of my day and, play a little Fortnite with my kids. So that's where I'm at right now.
I love that, man. So you've been gaming your whole life. Now it's more of like a family pastime. Talking about your kids and their influence for you as a gamer, though. Like, have they gotten you back into gaming after you took a little bit of a hiatus because you were locked in focusing on football? And what other games do you play with your kids?
Yeah, we definitely play Fortnite, Call of Duty. Now, the gaming don't got so advanced. Like I said, like Grand Theft Auto, you can make 5M servers, off of Grand Theft Auto. And so, like, that's my new plan now. Going in and making my own server so me and my kids can join together, run around the city and have a little fun.
That's awesome, man. Wow. So, okay, if you're out here making servers in GTA and playing GTA with your kids, you're definitely locked in as legit as it gets as a gamer. What's your favorite video game of all time, though, if you had to pick? Is it one of the modern ones, something you played back as a kid, or somewhere in the middle?
I'm gonna say Def Jam Fight for New York.
Oh, throwback. I like that. That's a good one, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's a throw. And you were born in 1992, right? You're my age, I think. You're like 30, 31?
Yeah, correct.
90s, the 90s games, but people don't know how nice they were back then. I like that. That's a good pick. Okay, so how about your favorite character, video game character of all time? If you could have one character that you say is your favorite character of all time, who would it be?
Video game character.
There's
I
some
mean, I
epic
love,
ones, man. Think hard about
yeah,
those. There's some
I
good
love my
ones.
Grand Theft Autos. But I say of all time, I have to go with Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, that's a great one, man. I like that. So you're a big fan of Crash Bandicoot playing as a kid. Do you still play with your kids nowadays, or they don't know how great that game is?
They don't know nothing about Crash Bandicoot or the Donkey Kongs and none of that.
Jack and Daxter. Remember those all those throwback games, man.
Oh,
Spyro the Dragon. Yeah,
all right,
that's our
Spyro.
childhood right there. That's right. That's right. Crash Bandicoot. I like that. All right. So as a follow up to that, we're gonna get a little cheesy with it because I'm actually really curious. I'm gonna name some of your teammates on the Cowboys, and I need you to associate a gaming character with them. Which character they represent. And they don't have to look like them. They can look like them. It doesn't have to be physically. Do they look like them? It could be like they are like them. It's like an alpha or a hard headed or whatever. It could be any. It could be personality traits. It could be physically looks. It could be anything. And if you don't have
All
at least one Gears of War character included, I'll be so disappointed because I feel like I don't know if you played Gears of War growing up, but those guys look like football players. You ever play Gears growing up?
right. Never played Gears.
You're breaking my heart. Oh, you don't even know who Coltrane is. He was like a football player, but they called it thrash ball in the world of gaming. So maybe you won't know that. Never mind. All right, we're gonna start. Micah Parsons. If you could pick one gaming character of all time that looks like Micah Parsons, who you got?
Uh, I'm gonna go with CJ off of Grand Theft Auto.
I like that. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Kind of speaking of alphas, kind of an alpha. What about Trevon Diggs?
Trayvon. What's
I don't blame you.
Donkey Kong son name?
Diddy Kong?
Diddy Kong.
Or is that like his cousin or his girlfriend or something? I don't even know. Is Diddy Kong a female? Is it Diddy Kong? You going with Diddy Kong? No, the little Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah, the little Donkey Kong.
I like that. Diddy Kong's a good one, actually. That's a good one
Okay.
for. Yeah, I feel you could pick him in. I think some fighting games has like utility, has some finesse. That's a good one.
Right.
It's like a more agile Donkey Kong. That's a good choice. Tony Pollard.
TP. Let's give him Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. That's a good pick. I like that. Nice. Leighton Vander Esch. VE.
LVE.
Now that's what I'm telling you. If you played Gears of War, you'd be saying Marcus Phoenix or Damon Baird right now. You don't even know who they are, which makes me sad.
Yeah, Leighton always give me the hunting vibes, so a Call of Duty skin for sure.
I love that, bro. Just a generic call, one of those badass special operations Call of Duty skins. That's a great one, man. I love that. Straight out of a Call of Duty campaign or something like that. It's a great pick. Last but not least, you already know Dak Prescott.
Dak. I'm gonna go Sparrow.
I like that. All right, that's a good answer. Sparrow. All right, well, wrap that up. Good to have a little fun with it and get some of your perspective there. We got to jump. Speaking of teammates, who do you think is the best Madden player on the team? Do y'all play Madden like that in the locker room or on the road or things like that? Who's the best Madden player? Would you say?
I mean, we got some young guys coming in like they haven't been playing Madden all their lives, so I know number 24 is a good player. I mean, I know, Dak can, do his thing on Madden. So,
Nice.
I mean, we got a lot of competitive guys in the locker room. It goes up and down. So, I know I'm not top 5. So I go ahead and throw that out there.
Humility, I respect it, especially with the young guns coming in. Man, we're getting old. We don't got time to game like that. You got a family. I know how that goes. What about like the best all up game, like FPS gamer, best Call of Duty player, or Fortnite, or Apex Legends, or things like that?
Ooh. I got to get at
Probably one of the
my
young guys
offensive
too, right?
line. Now, my offensive line boys, man, they be on the duty. I don't know if, they PC's faster than mine or what, but like pretty good.
I love it, man. That's awesome. You already know we had to wrap up with this one. On February 11th, 2024, this upcoming February, the Dallas Cowboys will be where?
You already know the answer. In the Super Bowl, baby.
You believe that with all your heart? You feel good about the season?
Oh, yes, man. I feel great about the season. Feel great about my teammates, what we accomplished last year, and now it's just time to take it to the next level.
I love that energy, man. Yeah, y'all been building. It's been a couple of years. Y'all been building brick by brick every single year, getting better and better. You feel good about some of the moves made in the offseason, the draft, things like that as well?
Oh yeah, feel like the Cowboys did a great job in the draft process. We got some great young talent. It's all about us getting together in this training camp, focused on building our energy and our team. I feel like we're going to be in a great spot this year.
That's awesome, man. And I actually also want to ask you, if you don't mind, just your perspective. It's not often a player comes into the NFL, gets drafted by a team, stays with that team for the entirety of their career. What does it mean to you to be representing the Dallas Cowboys for your entire career, going on almost 10 years?
Oh man, it's a dream come true. My whole career, I was really focused on playing for one team, and that was the Dallas Cowboys. And for God to answer that call for me, I can't be more thankful for the opportunity. Definitely want to make sure before I leave this game, I go out with a bang with the Super Bowl, but also always staying with the Dallas Cowboys.
It's amazing. A lifer with one of the most iconic franchises in sports, probably the most iconic franchise in the NFL. That's amazing, man. Especially someone that grew up in the 90s, watching the Cowboys win Super Bowl after Super Bowl. I'm sure, being a South Carolina boy, you were cheering them on. Were you actually a Dallas Cowboys fan growing up? Or being from South Carolina, you guys don't have a team to cheer for? Who was your team growing up?
Yeah, I didn't have a choice growing up in South Carolina. I think it was what 95 championship, and I forget who they was playing, but my dad actually kicked me out the house because I was cheering for the wrong team. And he came outside at halftime. He was like, "Who's your favorite team?" I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh, the Dallas Cowboys." He's like, "All right, you can come back in." So I learned my lesson real fast.
At a young age, 3 years old onwards. Then you get drafted by them in 2014. And hey, maybe on your 10-year anniversary with the Cowboys, you'll hoist that Super Bowl trophy. But best of luck to you in the season. Awesome to hear that you're holding it down, that you're one of us as a gamer. I can't believe that you took the time to chat today. I really appreciate it, man. Of course, everyone watching right now, make sure to sign up for the Dallas Cowboys Game Time competition. This is the second time we're running it back. Big shout out and thank you to the Dallas Cowboys for hosting this event. It's amazing to see the Cowboys getting involved in esports and gaming. And of course, to our special sponsor, Lenovo, thank you so much for supporting. DeMarcus Lawrence, everybody, 3-time Pro Bowler with the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks so much for joining me, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your time, man. Have a good one.
What an incredibly special interview. I would literally the entire time I'm watching, I'm in the background like, oh man, I hope he's right. I hope he takes us to the Super Bowl, man, because it's been a minute since I was a kid and I saw us go there. And it makes me so excited. I am still in shock that the Dallas Cowboys are recognizing the Rocket League community and doing things with us and for us. And I know that you are a huge fan of Tank. And how was that for you watching the interview?
It was cool. I didn't realize he was a gamer. And he's got a little family who games too. I thought that was really sweet. I also admire just the fact that he stays with the Cowboys for life. Mm-hmm. I like when athletes do that. Especially if you're a fan of the city, you've a great organization like Dallas. They're a staple. They're always going to be there. You stay there lifelong. I appreciate that a lot. That's a really good quality. He was an incredible interview. I thought that I liked the confidence he had going into the year because I definitely think that the Cowboys are up there for one of my favorites to win. So good to hear. I love Trayvon Diggs. He's my favorite. So.
Oh, well, maybe somebody can interview them at training camp or something and we can get on it. But for now, it is time. After a long journey, all of these qualifiers, I believe there were 3 or 4 qualifiers to get to this point. Then it turned into 8 teams battling it out down to 4 and now down to 2. This is a little quick look at the bracket. That is what has gone down today, what I talked about. Again, we started out with 8: Prosper, Bulldads, Ole Miss, and Strattonites. And on the other end, we had Vibe, Walmart Wi-Fi, Dog Suit, and Alaskan Salmon Migration. And these 2 teams, Ole Miss and the Alaskan Salmon Migration, have battled it all the way out through the Game Time tournament presented by Lenovo to see who, at the end of this best of 7, will win a VIP experience at the Dallas Cowboys training camp.
And you can hear the emotes coming out with the demo spam. I'm sure that there's a lot of chatter going on. Right now, as we see,
Oh,
ooh,
there's one.
little
There's a complexity.
Dallas logo. Not quite the Cowboys, but close.
It's
They're
the
affiliated,
Cowboys.
yeah.
It's the Dallas Cowboys esport team. So Jerry Jones was like, "I want a Rocket League team."
Oh dang! I didn't know Jerry was with it like that.
I don't know if he's actually with it like that, but I got to watch.
Okay.
I assume that man writes the checks. So
That's a good assumption. I mean, D-Law was in on it. He likes Rocket League. He likes Fortnite. So who knows?
yeah.
Maybe Jeremy's gaming it up on the weekends.
Yeah, maybe he's like, his grandkids are getting him into Rocket League, and they're like, "We want a team."
See, Money though has a chance here too. I would say upset Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Chippy and Old Money, Chippy and C Money. Oh my gosh, I'm fumbling my words. Definitely a solid team with experience. Wonder Mike and Lunar have so much though, and it's going to be such a tall task, especially now that we know that the tickets are on the line this game.
Yeah.
Everything's there. Everyone's sweating for the prize now.
This
Because before it's
is-
like, we might not be in the finals, whatever. Now that you're here though, it's full force.
Oh yeah, it is completely full force. Now this one is a little bit different. This is not a best of 5. It is a best of 7. But despite that, the fake kickoffs have not stopped. They will continue on. Lunar, the back pass over to Wonder Mike when it didn't quite go as planned initially. And my goodness, I think you said it greatly. Ole Miss, their level of experience is just kind of unmatched, but this is definitely one of, if not the most equal matchup you will get. We've got an RLCS pro, former RLCS pro, we've got collegiate players out on the pitch, and everybody is just fighting for their lives in the best way here in game number 1 of this best of 7.
Lunar taking it up high, gets denied. Imani can only find one long shot. That seems to be Ole Miss's game plan. Anytime that the opponents get the ball, it seems that they have to just give it away out of sheer pressure or lack of boost. Whatever Ole Miss are doing, it's working. Imani trying to find a window, but it's shut down so quickly from Lunar. This Ole Miss team just doesn't have many openings. It's one of my perfect first touch. Gets the flip reset, uses it beautifully, and Wanda Mike, beautiful mechanical display here. Gets the flip reset right there and uses it to beat that defender over the top. Nicely done to a comfortable 4-goal lead.
That is crazy to be up by 4 this early in. It makes me curious, you know, when the forward keys to success start to come into play, right? Like, when do you start adapting? When do you start figuring things out and switching things up?
I would say right now. If you're C Money, if you're down 5 goals, I mean, let's be honest, you're probably kind of out of the game. There's usually not much time left. If there is time left, you're making some silly errors to be down 5-0. So I think you kind of just start there, use the rest of this time to try and figure out a game plan, but it can be really difficult, especially with the way that the chat is going. Seems like everyone in the game is friendly, so I always have a hard time maintaining my composure in a friendly match. I would rather I didn't know the person. You know what I mean?
Really? I feel like a lot of if I were in this situation, I feel like I would just turn off chat. Like, I would just mute it and just completely lock in, focus. But, I mean, it could be a mental fight right now. They could be doing it on purpose, the Alaskan Salmon, getting them to type and be a little distracted.
Alaskan Salmon are tricky folks. Another dunk from Mike is just gonna put it into another empty net. And they're just walking away with game 1. I mean, there's not much for us to say. It's domination anytime a challenge comes through. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is This is funny. This quick chat is going a number of ways. We've got people threatening people's spots in their apartments over this one. I'm curious, like, again, if it's like a friends and family things or it's like the teammates only. But again, that just
almost.
raises the stakes. What a shot. Nothing to come out of it though, but still a great shot nonetheless.
Some teamwork action here as an 8th goal goes in for Ole Miss. Starting off this best of 7 the right way for sure. If you win the first game 8-0, I feel like going into the second game, it's just a letdown. You're going to be too loose.
Yeah. Or it just sets you up to keep doing what you're doing, but I feel like a lot of the time it does loosen you up a little bit and your expectations are just like, oh, this should be easy. But that's one of those adaptation markers or points, right? That's when a team like Ole Miss, you know, when they're caught off guard, you gotta strike.
And Ole Miss now just playing with their food as they give an empty net up to Chippy and the boys. Well, actually, just one boy.
Chippy and the boy.
Chippy and the boy. Not threes. I'm too used to casting threes. Him and C-Money, they got it.
All right, well, 43 seconds left to go. I don't know how possible it is to find 7 goals, but it'll be a little bit easier if you only need 6. 40 seconds left to go, and the kickoff goal in favor was the double fake that resulted in a demo, and C-Money got the free shot. And the kickoff pinch here.
Trying to
Winner.
force the kickoff back this time, which is not what they've been doing all game. Interesting. C-Money, what can he do? He can air it with the whole way with the flip reset. No, almost. So a nice attempt at a goal scoring opportunity as the clock ticks down here. 15 seconds. And I have to say, there has to be a different start to game 2. There's no way that they're going to be down 5-0 in the first minute with all these demos, right?
Yeah, I definitely get the feeling that game number 2 is not going to play out the same way it did. But for now, game number 1 goes in favor of Ole Miss. I believe that was 8-2. I don't think the same thing is going to be said about game number 2, like you said. I don't think they'll allow the same thing to happen twice.
You'd hope not, especially with, how talented of a team they are. C-Money and Chippy, I think they're going to figure it out. It's hard to say, though. Wonder Mike and Lunar were so comfortable that game. They didn't really get much resistance. So I think we're going to learn a lot from the first few minutes. Is that lack of resistance going to continue? Are they going to be able to impose their will on the team for the remainder of the finals? Or is there going to be some pushback? Because I'm hoping for some pushback. But after that first game, I don't know. There was not much pushback. We need some resistance here.
Oh,
we need
man.
some. I can't think of anything that's resistant.
I don't know. You could just. It's interesting. Game number 2 definitely is kind of like the tell-all moment in this one, I think, of like, is Wonder Mike and Lunar's experience combined just too much for them, for somebody like the Alaskan salmon migration? I feel like Wonder Mike definitely gives that edge up on to C-Money and Chippy. But I don't know. It's not impossible. I've seen some crazy things happen, but I feel like it would take Lunar not being able to keep up with Wonder Mike for that to happen. So we're going to find out here in game number 2. Are the Alaskan salmon migrations going to get stomped on again, or will they be able to figure out Ole Miss?
Ole Miss instantly on the 1v2 attack. Turned aside this time. One of Mike just goes straight into the air instantly for another attack, but the Salmon, Team Salmon, ready for it. They're trying to shut down that midfield. Doing so far, but that's just going to give the ball away. C-Money tries to corral it, but One Mike, he's right there. He's ready for that opportunity. And now as an extra ball goes towards the net, Chippy off of the Kareem ball in the corner. It seemed like both players just ran into each other. And it ends up in the orange goal. I mean, no complaints here. Team Salmon Migration will take that one 1-0. Definitely a bit of a different start here for us.
Yeah, definitely different than what we saw before. It's Alaskan Salmon Migration getting to hold on to the early goal lead. Now you just play defense for 4 minutes, right? But still, shots are being taken. It's One Mike with the closing touch. Lunar pops this one up high. Still manages to place this on the backboard, in a great following up position. Follow-upable position. I don't know if that's a word.
It is now.
It is now. A follow-upable shot. How did I say that easier than, like, other simple words?
I don't know. A follow-upable is a tough word to rearrange. As demos literally fly across the screen, and the ball just ends up in Salmon's net.
Oh no, it's slowly becoming a repeat of the last game. Now, granted, this is best of 7, so three doesn't win you at all. Okay, it's a much longer journey than it was before. As Chippy finds his way to place this in front of Lunar's car for Lunar to carry it on through, and he reties the game up just like that.
An own goal action from Lunar. There's more fake. Every time a kickoff happens, I'm getting stressed out. To just see the amount of fakes that are going on in these kickoffs.
I wish there was like a counter for it, or if I like kept
it's every
tally.
time.
I wonder what the record for the most fake kickoff goals ever is. Because I feel like we're definitely setting one.
We're setting it for sure. We're tied up halfway through. Definitely a lot better for the Alaskan Salmon Migrationers. Also, I think scoreable would have been a good way to put it. I don't know. That's the only word I can come up with.
No, scoreable actually would have been the word I think I was looking for. Because the able was coming out, and I was like, I don't know what I want to say here. But that was it. Follow-upable.
Sounds like a bubble. Or like a gum brand or something.
It's gotta be a new word for sure. C-Money shot on target. One Mike with the save. One of the few shots we've been able to see get put on target by Alaskan Salmon, It's kind of just been the Ole Miss show. This is one of the longer periods of time where nobody's been able to score.
There's a healthy back and forth. A little bit of an overcommit here as a pre-jump comes through for Ole Miss, but hasn't hurt them yet. Low 50s. That's going to leave Lunar out of position. Mike, quick challenge. He would have been in a bad spot, so a great challenge there. As now they go back the other way. Lunar finds himself in a comfortable spot. 100 boost. 1-on-1. Easily past one defender. Now it's a 2-on-1 for C-Money. Can he make the save? He doesn't, but he just enough to put Ole Miss off. Forces them to miss the shot. And we're still tied up.
It's still in a tied game, but maybe that's about to change. A demo, but C-Money's got the save. A touch. Just light enough to place this one high towards that backboard, and the play continues on here. It's going to be One Mike wanting to have regained on that ball. Instead, a save and a couple demos come on through. Everybody gets sent back into their own half. The demo attack coming out. You can see it's demo chasing now. We've leveled up from before. From bump plays to bumps to demos to demo chasing. And now to scoring.
Mike with a classic one-to-Mike goal here, going 100 miles an hour off the ceiling. Sends it into that far right corner. Man, he made that shot that was so difficult look really easy. As Mike shows you just how good he is and good he can be at this game. As Lunar is just showing you how good he is at demoing. Which is also a skill.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's just not one I admire very well.
Realistically, demo chasing is a skill and a half.
Yeah, it's really hard. I complain because I'm bad at it.
Same. I'm the person that gets spawn demo chased.
We're usually on the bad end of demos. That's why we don't like them.
But if you're on the good side, well, then this can happen for you. I will say I'm very proud of Alaskan Salmon for keeping this at a 1-goal game.
Definitely makes our job easier.
Yep, it's been a lot closer than before. But at the end of the day, Ole Miss are going to be taking another dub. And that was that nail in the coffin you kind of hear about again. That security comfort goal. That 2-goal lead there with 3 seconds left to go, making it near impossible for Alaskan Salmon to be able to keep up.
Yeah, definitely impossible. It's gonna go. They're gonna go up 2-0 here. Is Ole Miss as the shot unable to find its way in on that attempt. However, Ole Miss are not complaining, Herc. They have 2-0 lead in this best of 7. They still need 2 more. It's not a best of 5. They don't just win the tickets on the next game as much as they would like that, I'm sure. But still 2 more to go. However, they look to be really comfortable and definitely in the driver's seat to take this prize home.
Yeah, they look very, very comfortable. The reins of this game are in their hands, and they know it. They have been even going as far as to demo and bump to secure opportunities. Granted, this one was a lot closer. It was almost a 2-goal lead, but technically it was a 1-goal differential in that game number 2 there, which means one of 2 things. One, Ole Miss is being a lot more calculated with what they are trying to do. And on the other end of things, that could mean that Alaskan Salmon are starting to learn and progress. But with Lunar doing a one end of the field to the other shot, I feel like it is safe to take that statement back.
Well, they definitely have been starting out fast and scoring early. You can definitely see how used to playing with each other Lunar and Mike are. They're very comfortable, and I curse them. I'm sorry. As a tying goal goes in, see money, able to find one in, and I don't know if any of you are in the Boston area, but thundering is going on outside. So the storm is starting to hit me, and that makes me sad.
Oh no. Well, all that means is
I don't want to get electrocuted again.
Oh gosh, she's getting nervous. All right. No, knock on wood, you guys. That Karma doesn't get electrocuted. It was so funny. We were talking about that story before everything started. And nobody believed her.
Fun fact for the Dallas fans in here. I've been struck by lightning while playing this game professionally. I was on stream. I was doing this, casting a tournament, and a lightning struck my house and then went through the wall into my controller and blew up the controller in my hand. It's a true story. It's online. You can search it all over.
Yeah,
I was like famous for a day. It was really cool.
Well,
but I lived.
She lived, and
so that's a dub, I guess.
that is a dub. You
Definitely a dub.
surviving.
Definitely a dub.
Oh man. Well,
Can't make that joke on family TV.
No,
okay.
definitely not. Well, let's see. Lunar wants to be famous for a day and go to the training camp. It is a good time.
Oh, especially if you get the VIP tickets.
That is just, every time we say it, I'm like, that is so insane to me that is a prize. That is a
know.
prize to be won. That is so crazy and like once in a lifetime.
Absolutely. Not as crazy as Chippy's shot, though. I mean, look at the placement. Just underneath the bar. And they have the lead, Herc. We've been talking football, but they have the lead in this Lenovo Game Time tournament. 2-1 in Game 3. It's the first lead. Is it the first lead they've had today in this series? I'm not sure. But they're putting in work right now. We need to recognize it.
In this series, yes. I'm like looking down at my notes.
I'm cheering for the Salmon. I believe in the comeback. Also, I don't know if you know much about the Salmon migration, but it is a journey and a half.
How far is it? What I
can't give you a mile number. That
I need the story and the context behind them choosing this as their name.
They travel back to their birthplace where they had eggs, but the eggs are up mountain streams. So they literally have to go up. They have to climb the mountain back to where they were born so that they can have their babies there. And then they die after. It's a beautiful thing.
What's so sad though?
It's incredibly sad. It's a tragic story.
What is this team name? Well, if there was somebody that was gonna make somebody sad, it's C-Money and Chippy trying to make Wonder Mike and Luna cry as they finally are taking a lead of their own for the first time in this grand finals. Every time it has been Ole Miss in the lead and just extending and holding on to it. And this is a little bit more reminiscent of what games 1 and 2 have looked like.
Yeah, these pesky kickoffs. They've been going so good for Ole Miss. It's so tough for the Salmons to maintain the kickoff composure with all the fakes, with all the demos. You don't know what's going to be a real one, what's going to be a fake one. Very, very difficult to navigate, especially mentally. There's a lot of games going on during this series. Mental games. Mike has the flick and executes it to tie the game. In my opinion, the most important game in this series, Game 3. If Wonder Mike and Lunar, Ole Miss are able to squeak this game out and get that 3-0 lead, it is nearly impossible to reverse sweep. And will pretty much have done everything but sign their name on the VIP tickets. As Mike, straight into the air, like a missile, straight down to give them the 4-goal lead right back.
That is just crazy to me. You can tell that both of these teams are starting to lock in a little bit more than what we saw earlier in the series. Less quick chats, less demos. It feels a lot more calculated. The double fake kickoff going in favor, though, of, well, none other than Ole Miss. It's Wonder Mike taking it. You saw it. Everybody was just going for each other there. And, well, unfortunately, C-Money just could not be in a position to make that savable.
Man, Salmon's got to work on the kickoffs.
I feel like
this is too big of a flaw.
If you fake it that many times, it's not fun anymore.
No, this is... Yeah, faking is an art and is being abused. Which is fair. They're doing it very, very well. But they've used it to claw themselves this 2-goal lead after being down most of the game. Although up in the series, those tickets ever closer. That VIP experience. I just can't keep talking about it now, but I think they're going to have so much fun if they move forward. Lunar off the back wall. I don't want to get too into her because I could just keep talking about it, but it is just... It's really cool.
I would love to experience that one day. And the cool part is Game Time. This is not... Game Time by Lenovo. This is not their first rodeo. This is their second one. I believe they just held another tournament. I'm not 100% sure in which game, but they have done this for multiple games. So if you dabble in other ones, definitely subscribe to the Dallas Cowboys YouTube channel here where we're at. Follow them on Twitter, and there could be another chance, maybe in another game one day. If there's not, don't quote me, my bad. But for now, It is such a cool thing that they are putting on in an insane, again, like we keep saying, an insane prize. Because winning money is cool, yes. Prize pool, monetary prize pools are cool. But an experience like this is something so few people get to do in their lives. And Lunar and Wonder Mike, they want to be part of that select few to say that they've been able to do it.
Absolutely, and when you're as young as Lunar and Wonder Mike are in college, it's just a really cool experience to go be up with the athletes, watch them practice, train, see the coaches, play on the grass. For us gamers, touching grass can be a fun experience. But it's even more
the
fun
turf.
experience
it's
there.
Not even real. You won't die.
And I just like seeing all the drills they do. And then at the end, they usually do a fun one. You know, it's always just fun to see athletes and them training and I don't know, just the way that they play the game. It's just such a fun experience. I think everyone's gonna have a great time. But in terms of gameplay, Lunar, you're not missing anything, guys. Lunar is bumping, and Wonder Mike is watching and going crazy. And the game plan is working flawlessly. There are 4 goals. They're about to go up 3-0. And they're feeling confident. They're riding high right now. Oh my gosh. I'm blanking on the name. Help me here.
Ole Miss.
The other team.
Alaskan Salmon.
Oh, Alaskan Salmon. That's it.
The
The
migrators.
Alaskan Salmons can bring it back in.
I don't know. 4 seconds, it doesn't feel like enough time. I feel like all that bumping around there in that bottom right corner wasted some precious seconds.
Sometime with the reverse sweep.
Oh, you're going for the long haul. Okay.
Long haul, reverse sweep.
If we're talking long haul, talking long game, I don't know. Because look at this. Even at the end, they are taking 0-second goals for the fun of it. Look at the fake on the C Money. Picks this one up and just plops it on in. 9-5 is the scoreline of this last game here before Ole Miss can officially say they are headed to match point in the grand finals sweep potential style.
What do you think, Kirk? Are we going to get the clean sweep, or you think the Salmon will scrape one out?
Oh,
I'm hoping for the Salmon.
I kind of want them to, like you said, like just scrape one out, like get one out and just disrupt it. But at the same time, I feel like sweeping it would be massive. And the other thing that I talked about a little bit earlier today is it's so funny to me that these teams are happening to compete in this today of all days, because today is also qualifiers in the summer series, which is the collegiate league, and all of these players are playing later today again against each other. So it's either you're doing summer series prize pool or you're getting the crazy VIP experience with the Dallas Cowboys. Either way, somebody's gonna be double happy or everybody's gonna be happy.
I think that after this, they'll be super excited. Get in touch with the Dallas team, figure out where you're staying. That's part of the excitement, because they're paying for the hotel and everything. What airline you're gonna fly on. These things those are exciting things for me anyways.
I need
I'm
the
getting excited for a
swag
trip.
bag. I need the swag bag unboxing. That's what I'm gonna
100%.
wait for.
Vlog the experience. You know, get
Hire
some
me as
questions
a
with
vlog
Kang.
editor. I'll film for you.
Get some Trayvon Digg interview in there. Get
Oh, man.
some Dak Prescott. You know, there's a lot of great personalities in that Cowboys team that you can talk to.
Yeah, there is a lot. There's a lot of great fun that is about to unfold for one of these two teams, and it's looking like it's gonna be Ole Miss. Lunar off the hood of his car, demo play for that second goal there at 4 minutes and 41 seconds, 2-0 in the extended lead. It's just the ultimate level of team play that you could hope for. Your teammate creating a wide open net for you every time.
The control that Ole Miss have held all series long is just remarkable, honestly, especially with how high level of players Chippy and C Money are. You know, they're kind of making them look so unconfident when they're just so good. It's just a testament to how good and how talented Ole Miss are and how big of a threat they're going to be heading into this collegiate season. Chippy trying to change the narrative a little bit as he leaves it for C-Money. Double touches and there a shot comes through that didn't have the power he wanted, of course, and it gets turned aside yet again. Ole Miss slamming the door shut. If you want to score on us, you gotta earn it, and that was not good enough.
3 minutes and 50 seconds. Just over a minute has passed. And that 2-goal lead seems to be stuck. Maybe a redirect if C-Money can make connection, or a follow-up here, but this ball keeps getting cleared out from that goal line. Does get sent back, but a demo sends C-Money home. Maybe Chippy can follow it up, but disruption is at bay. 3 minutes and 24 seconds. This is match point again for Ole Miss, which means the Alaskan Salmon Migration are going to give it everything they got, and they have, as they cut the lead down in half.
It's a beautiful shot from C-Money. Took a lot of adjusting from the corner there for him to be able to get his car in the correct angle to place that ball in the net there, but did he do that ever so elegantly? Not so elegant was Wonder Mike on that play as C-Money once again takes to the air, puts it past 2 and ties the game for his team. Where has this been all series long?
I don't know. I think they've heard us talk about this prize so many times that they kind of locked and loaded and sat up, and they realized what was on the line. I think they realized that this is do or die now. Tied game, 2-2, 3 minutes left. You've got to win here. And after that, you got to win 3 more times if you are the Alaskan Salmon Migration. Or you could just be Ole Miss and be sitting on match point and take a shot, score, and, well, give yourself a 1-goal lead.
Just Lunar being in the air forced 2 players, both players from that Salmon team, to jump up, leave their net empty. And when the ball fell to Lunar's teammate, Wonder Mike, nice and easy for him to shoot. If he doesn't get the boost there, that's going to cause a bit of an issue moving forward, as Wonder Mike stuck without boost. It's not going to matter. He ends up finding a shot, not on target as Chippy can't fake the defender. Lunar wise to it, and with the bump and the support from Mike behind him, able to find that 4th goal. And once again, Ole Miss just absolutely dominating. The ball cannot leave the Alaskan side of the field.
No, it lives there, but not for too long. Chippy said, hold my fish. I don't know what you would say in that situation, but he got the kickoff. It finally worked in their favor. They delayed it just what felt like a half a second. Unless my brain is tripping at this point. That's how many fake kickoffs we've seen. But another attempt at one. Now just a 1-goal deficit. Returns back to a 2 as Lunar takes a wide open shot in front of whoever that last defender was. Great placement there and communication from the side of Ole Miss.
It's hard to even tell where the defender is because they're demoed so often that they're not even on the screen. More demos come out, more fake kickoffs, more Ole Miss tomfoolery as the freestyling starts to commence. With 2 minutes to go, that is some confidence. Chippy also capable of freestyling in his own right. Tries to get that demo there on Lunar. Right idea, wrong time as he saw it coming. Flip reset past 1. Mike's there to flick it over the defender, try and create some offense, and the challenge goes wayward towards the net, but he should be able to make it back just in time. Did Lunar. 1 to Mike. Just gonna leave that for his teammates. Nice communication demonstrated here by Ole Miss. Allow that boost to be grabbed to the Alaskan team, and they're gonna send this one across. Not liking the way things are set up, Herc. Maybe try a reset on the other side of the field.
Yeah, definitely. This is where those keys to success start to come into play, right? Adaptation, mental fortitude. Right. even just physical health at this point. Drink some water. Sneak in a sip of water if you've got one on your desk. But my goodness, it's just over a minute. Just over a minute. I'm getting nervous.
Ole Miss can definitely feel the tickets in their hand. They can smell the Dallas air. Nice and cowboy-y. They can basically taste the chips on their fingers. Can they close out the last minute
Oh,
of
no.
the Lenovo Game Time tournament, brought to you by Ford and the Dallas Cowboys? It's been a really fun tournament as the final 30 seconds tick down.
Well, let's see one more shot. Enough time for a couple more plays here to see if the Alaskan Salmon migration can tie things up. An attempt at a pass gets collected by Lunar. Up into the ceiling he goes. Carries this one to the ground. Pinch towards that net, and it's in. And that, I think, will solidify Ole Miss claiming their win in the first ever game time by Lenovo and the Dallas Cowboys for Rocket League. 13 seconds are left in this one, Karma. It's been a long journey for these two teams, and an even longer day of trying to figure out who is going to get to go see the Dallas Cowboys at the training camp with a VIP experience. And it is officially Ole Miss. Wonder Mike and Luna are headed to Dallas for a VIP experience with the Dallas Cowboys. That's insane to say. Congratulations to Ole Miss on their journey. It's been a long day for them. They started out over on the left side of the bracket. They took down the Stratton Knights. They went on to take down Prosper as well, only to meet up with their teammates from another league in the grand finals and took them down not only just one at a time, but in a sweep.
Yeah, and in dominant fashion as well. It seemed like they were completely in control the whole time. As much as Alaskan Salmon migration tried to keep themselves in it, it was all Ole Miss. All Wonder Mike, all Lunar, all demos, all the time. And they were not hiding their gameplay strategy at all.
No, they weren't.
They made it very fair, and they said, we're going to do this, and if you can beat us, then so be it. And no team could answer their game plan. So hats off to them. I mean, if you can go out there and execute a game plan like that, that's very well respected from me, especially as a competitor. Have a game strategy where not many people know the answer. That's pretty impressive for how talented and how skilled a lot of the people in this tournament were.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely came into this maybe after the qualifiers kind of realized what the competition was going to look like and came up with a game plan. And we're just like, you know what? We know what level of aggression and what we need to do to be able to take the wins and win our prize. And they did it. And, well, they won it. They won, if you missed it, a VIP experience at the Dallas Cowboys training camp. All-inclusive, and it includes their travel, their lodging, VIP tickets for the training camp, and a swag bag. No stress, all fun. It'll be such a great time. I think we're trying to get an interview with the winners. So if we can get that one, that'll be such a great conversation to have. I know we both have questions we want to ask. Namely, I'm waiting to see, are these Cowboy fans? I really, really want to know. Or if they're going to become honorary Cowboys fans.
They're going to be Cowboy fans.
They're going to be a Cowboy fan after this.
I mean, if you're going to a VIP experience, that'll live with you like your whole life, I think, especially if you're a big football fan. And if you're not, definitely getting to experience the NFL practice environment or NFL team environment for the first time is a pretty cool experience. I've lived football my whole life, so that's hard to imagine going in like not knowing very much about it.
Yeah.
Definitely a surreal experience.
I can't even imagine. As a lifetime Dallas Cowboys fan, I'm so stoked for them. I'm not even going, and I'm happy for them. I was just happy to be here. This was my VIP experience. This is such an incredible event, and I genuinely cannot still believe that the Dallas Cowboys are acknowledging the Rocket League community and putting on events for us. And a huge thank you to the continuation of Ford supporting the scene as well. And again, another thank you to Lenovo for making smarter technology for all. We are going to get those interviews set up for you guys as we head on over to a short break. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be back with you with the winners right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around with us through that short break so we can get everything situated so you guys could get a winner's interview. I am super stoked about this one. We've got Lunar coming up here with us here. Hi, Lunar. Welcome in. First off, a major congratulations is in order. You tell us a little bit about what it was like finding the event, going through the qualifiers, and then reaching it here to today.
Well, I saw I think you posted on Twitter, and then Carson also, C-Money also mentioned something about it during scrims, so I just signed us up and decided to play in it.
And what were the qualifiers like? I think there were at least 3 or 4. Was it intense or was it pretty easy for someone like you?
It was interesting. I mean, it was a new site that we haven't used, so that was interesting. But I mean, other than that, I don't think we dropped the game, so it was pretty much just the same as today.
All right. And,
Lunar, I have to ask about the fake kickoffs. Okay,
Yeah.
walk me through it. Did you have to do it that many times? I was stressed out when I was looking at the kickoffs. Every time a goal was scored, now we have to deal with another one of these kickoffs again.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to tilt C-Money a little bit, and just try to just troll a little bit, just try to get in their heads, hear what he had to tell me when I got into Discord call with him, see if he got mad or not. And because we used them in threes too, so practice them in twos help.
Okay. Well, I know later on today you're going to be playing again for Summer Series. How much of a warm up was this for you? Do you feel pretty chill and ready to go in?
Well, we scrim here soon, and I'm hoping we're not going to be burnt out by then.
That's what I was wondering.
I'm just glad we don't play Northwood today.
Oh, okay. So this is it's a big day for you. How excited? Well, actually, I have one more question for you because we're gonna have to let you go soon so you can head over to your scrims. One last question. Are you a Dallas Cowboys fan? If not, because I see you, I think that's a Broncos jersey that you're wearing right now.
Yeah,
are you going to become an honorary fan after?
I will be becoming, because I mean, yeah, I shouldn't even put this on. I haven't worn this in years. It's so tight. It's so tight on me, but it was just when Peyton Manning, big fan of Peyton Manning, so it's just his jersey.
A valid jersey to be wearing. Maybe you'll get a new one of your own to replace the small jersey. You can get a Cowboys jersey like me, and we'll bring you into the team like that. So enjoy your VIP trip. Congratulations to you and to Wanda Mike as well on your whole journey throughout the Game Time Invitational powered by Lenovo. And thank you for being here. And have a great time at the VIP experience. If you have any shout outs.
Yeah, tweet about it, dude.
Yeah, tweet about it. Send the pictures. If you got any shout outs you want to do.
We want to see. We're very jealous.
This is the floor.
Very
yeah, we're
jealous
very.
over here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Wait, Mike, do you have anything to say? He just said thank you for hosting. He doesn't have much to- But yeah, I appreciate it.
Sounds
And I will
good.
be
Well,
Have a great-
congratulations.
Congratulations and have a great rest of your day, Lunar.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Karma, I can't even imagine winning that and going. I'm still just wow. Also, wearing the Broncos jersey, that was a choice. And that was a very funny choice.
Yeah, that was a dig. I like it. As a Patriots fan, I admire it. I love the Cowboys just because I love football. But as a Patriots fan, you would have bet I would have been, if I was allowed, oh boy. But, it's just because, we have such a rivalry with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Everyone has such a rivalry with the Cowboys. I talked about this. They're so good. They win all the time. They're America's team. Everyone likes them. It's all right, relax. We get it. You guys are good.
Yeah,
we want a chance too.
They're amazing. They're the Cowboys. Like you said, at the end of the day, that's America's team. And now they're about to be America's favorite esports team. We've seen Complexity in Rocket League. They're doing big moves over on that. And first org to bring, I believe an international team over from Sam to the U.S. So that was amazing. They just competed at the Spring Major. I don't know if they're in Worlds, but they will have their fans there no matter what. I might even bring the jersey to Worlds for fun.
Also
You
Worlds
never
for
know.
sure.
But thank you guys so much for sticking around with us and watching. Huge thank you to Lenovo. Lenovo makes smarter technology for all. Huge shout out and thank you to Ford and for Ford doing the keys to the game presented by the Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 46 years. And huge thank you to America's football team, the Dallas Cowboys, for putting on Game Time presented by Lenovo. My name is Hercules, and this was Karma, and we've had such a pleasure to be able to host this event with you alongside all of our incredible sponsors and partners. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.